Street outside the Milwaukee ICE office. Reverend Paul Erickson holding a prayer for the woman shot.
I invite us all just to take a moment of silence as we remember the life of Renee Nicole Good.
Other protests are planned in the coming days.
2 people dead in Salt Lake City, 6 others hurt after a shooting outside a Mormon meeting house. Salt Lake City Mayor Aaron Mendenhall.
While this investigation is still evolving and unfolding, we really can't analyze what was the motivation, how could this have been prevented, except to know that our police department, our fire department respond extremely quickly.
Police this morning say they do not think the shooting was random, but are stressing they do not believe it was a targeting of the religion.
The U.S. could be in Venezuela for years, says the president to the New York Times. So what's next? Following the capture of Nicolas Maduro, ABC's Christiane Cordero.
The Trump administration is laying out a 3-part plan for Venezuela's future and says it intends to control Venezuelan oil sales indefinitely. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says step 1 is stabilization, which includes the sale of up to 50 million barrels of Venezuelan oil. The White House saying the U.S. will share in the profits. The second phase is recovery, which will open up Venezuela's oil market to American companies and others. And the final phase, transition, which remains unclear.
The U.S. sees 2 more oil tankers now, one with connections to Venezuela, the other with ties to Russia.
Governor Tony Evers has now appointed a new judge to Branch 31 in Milwaukee County after Judge Hannah Dugan's resignation. Milwaukee County Prosecutor Owen Pietrowski was originally selected to take over for a different branch. Judge Jeffrey Wagner is set to retire in March, but the governor now appointing Pietrowski to Branch 31 instead so that, quote, normal court processes can resume sooner. Pietrowski is set to start February 1.
2 leaders in Waukesha County are announcing their retirement.
Clerk Meg Wortman is retiring midterm following a colon cancer diagnosis. She served as Waukesha's chief election official since 2018. The county board chairman will appoint a new clerk in spring to serve the remainder of Wortman's term. And Waukesha County Sheriff Erik Severson plans to retire when his term ends in January 2027. He has served as the sheriff since 2014 and worked in law enforcement for over 40 years. A primary in August and election in November will determine the next sheriff. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Lawmakers in the U.S. House set to vote today on whether to extend health care subsidies.
A bill to extend Affordable Care Act tax subsidies cleared a procedural hurdle Wednesday. 9 Republicans joined Democrats to discharge the measure and force a final vote Thursday. The proposal would provide a clean extension of the enhanced tax credits for 3 years. The subsidies were at the center of the shutdown fight last fall.
Nicole Killian, CBS News, reporting the health care subsidies expired at the end of last month.
Coming up, a gathering of the Cardinals.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:04.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $150,000 in taxes, because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a plan, clarity, and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait. Call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
Real James Imaging Systems clients. You've heard them right here on the radio for years. For instance, Chris Willems, office manager with Previan Law Firm.
I like the fact that the company is local and I can always get a hold of my representative who I have on speed dial or I have a cell phone.
Then there's James Imaging Systems client Preston Clark, who oversees IT services at Creative Business Interiors.
If I do need service, they're here almost within 4 hours every time. I've never had an issue where I'm like, where is that guy?
James Imaging Systems business technology client Lori Salzman, Vice President of Enterprise Services at Junior Achievement of Wisconsin.
I've never met an organization that is so responsive to make sure that we are up and running all the time for us to be more efficient and allow us to focus more on the work that we do for helping young people.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. To learn more, visit jamesimaging.com.
Drafty windows means wasted money. Call Siding Unlimited today for energy-efficient replacement windows and doors and start saving now. For a free estimate and honest price guarantee, go to sidingunlimited.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:06.
Packers defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley responding to hearing his name on short lists for every NFL coaching vacancy. We'll hear from him coming up at 6:15.
Pope Leo is summoning cardinals from around the world to the Vatican.
Pope Leo has called the world's cardinals to the Vatican to consult with them on the priorities of the Catholic Church over the next few years. I'm here to listen, he said to them in the opening remarks to the two-day meeting. The cardinals voted to discuss how to make the church more missionary and more responsive to the needs of the faithful. The assembly, called an extraordinary consistory, highlights Leo's desire to include the cardinals in the governance of the church. Anna Matranga, CBS News, Rome.
Post on social media, President Trump announcing plans to ban institutional investors from snatching up real estate and driving up housing prices. Critics suggest large investors own just 1% to 3% of single-family homes, and they say the president's proposal doesn't address other major issues. Economist Jake Krimmel of Realtor.com.
Increasingly over the last 4 or 5 years, I think America is short essentially like 4 million homes, and that's translating into real affordability issues.
Democrats in the U.S. Senate say they pitched the same plan last year, but Republicans blocked it.
1 year ago, Burlington native Caitlin Morrell and her family evacuated their Pacific Palisades home as wildfires raged through California. Now, a year later, and her family remains without a home.
The home remains standing, but unsuitable for living. For Morrell, the feeling of home is fading.
I feel detached from it.
Morrell hasn't slept in her own bed in a year, living in multiple Airbnbs and battling through 5 different insurance adjusters.
It's a strange feeling when you live in someone else's house with all their things.
She hopes to be back in her home in April.
Knowing that we don't have a point of contact assigned to us right now, it's making me a little skeptical.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Coming up, the news conference is at 8:30, but I got the numbers now. We'll do that next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
If you've been thinking about a makeover for your kitchen cabinets, let me tell you why now is the perfect time. During the New Year New Kitchen event at Redo Cabinets, you'll get 75% off installation with every remodeling project, plus no interest and no payments until 2027. That's right, 2027. It's Redo Cabinets' best offer of the year. You'll transform your existing kitchen with a fresh new look and premium products made right here in the USA. Quickly transform your dated kitchen without the hassle, the stress, and the cost of a full remodel. With premium cabinet refacing in just days. Learn about the options, the colors, the styles, the accessories, and the savings. The Redo Cabinets New Year New Kitchen event is on now. Get 75% off installation, plus no interest or payments until 2027. Call today for a free, no-obligation consultation. Call 414-677-6417. That's 414-677-6417. Or visit RedoCabinets.com. This year, don't replace, reface with Redo Cabinets.
Traffic is sponsored by the Amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
Hey, through January 15th, buy a $100 gift card from the Mineshaft Restaurant in Hartford. Get a $20 gift card free. Order online today at mineshaft.restaurant.com.
6:10, time saver traffic. Debbie.
Okay, we still have this accident. 43 northbound, just north of the Febrance on-ramp. The right shoulder is blocked right now, and hopefully it'll be out of there pretty soon. But at this point, it's really not affecting your ride. Volume's pretty light across the entire system, not even seeing any other delays. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
From TMJ4 meteorologist Brenda Johnson, increasing cloud cover for our Thursday. Mild and breezy as temperatures top out in the low 50s. We look for widespread rain starting this afternoon and continuing into the evening. 1/2 inch to 1 inch worth of rain likely. We'll hold on to that scattered rain. Could even hear some thunder overnight. Mostly cloudy, breezy. We may surge into the mid-50s before falling into the mid-30s overnight. Slight chance for some morning rain and snow, becoming partly cloudy tomorrow with highs in the low 40s.
Milwaukee right now at 39 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
Coming up on 612 on this Thursday morning. Shootings, down. Aggravated assault, down. Carjackings, down. Car theft, down.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
News conference set for this morning. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson, Police Chief Jeffrey Norman, District Attorney Kent Lovern, Office of Violence Prevention Director Adam Procell. They've got the crime numbers from 2025, and it's worth noting most of them are trending in a positive direction. The news conference is later this morning, but I got a snapshot of the numbers already from a source in the mayor's office.
Okay.
So because, Erik, those who are hearing us right now have excellent judgment and listen to our show, you will hear them first. So here are some of the numbers. And let's quickly characterize. None of this is good per se, right? Because when you're talking about things, particularly violent crime, any number of assaults, any number of shootings and the like.
All bad.
One is too many, right? Okay, that said, the city is reporting significant progress in reducing all kinds of crime. Overall violent crime, according to this report from MPD in 2025, was down 22% year over year. Robberies, specifically, down 28%. Aggravated assaults, down 22%. Non-fatal shootings, down almost 20%. Carjackings, largest single decline in any category, down nearly 50%, down 49%.
It was bad at one point.
Yes.
Not that
Auto
long
theft,
ago,
out of control for a long time, down 21%. Now, murders were up. 10 more people were killed in the city than a year ago. It's 142 in 2025. It was 132 in 2024. Remember, those aren't numbers. Those are people. People who were killed in Milwaukee. Too high, but significantly lower than the record 215 homicides in 2022. So homicides up by those metrics up 8%. Still 17% lower than 2023 and lower still than that record year of 2022. Okay. MPD will also likely be pointing out their homicide clearance rate was an 87%, and they call that notably high.
And clearance rate means?
Right. So when they investigate the murder, they find the people who did it, and charges are brought. How that ultimately ends up in court, that's a different measurement as well, which is why you have the district attorney there. In his first year, Kent Lovern took over at the beginning of 2025 and has had 1 year now in as the chief prosecutor here in Milwaukee.
So if you're advising the mayor's office when you see these numbers, what would you tell them? How would you suggest they go about presenting this news conference news later this morning?
I think exactly as we characterized it. We lead with the good. Look at all these numbers. This is down, this is down, this is down, this is down. Now, still troubling, as the mayor will say.
Yeah.
You have to cite the homicide number, and you have to be honest and say that went up, and that's terrible, and it's bad. And you can use my line, Mr. Mayor. One murder is one too many.
Sure, yeah.
But in most of these, we're going in the right direction. And then you have to tout specifically, okay, why is that? And here's the thing. Sometimes we unfairly weigh any manner of things at the feet of the police chief and at the mayor, you know, and what to some extent are they to do about bad behavior and individual actors. At the same time, if you're going to get the criticism, then you should take the credit. So tell me which programs you put in and how that directly related to how crime decreased in these areas. So you don't even have to listen to the news conference at 8:30. I just did it for you. But that news conference coming up later this morning. WTMJ will have a reporter out there, and we will bring you any significant additional information from that later this morning. 6:15, sports up next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
New Year's resolution, get better organized. Solution, Inspired Closets, Milwaukee. Vince Vitrano here for my friends Katie and Dan at Inspired Closets. Getting organized, it's more than simply cleaning up. You need new solutions to cut the clutter and calm the chaos to help you achieve that end. So you custom design those solutions that fit your home. Get inspired in the showroom. It's right out near Gerke's Corners in Waukesha. I've been there a couple of times. You can pull on all the drawers. You open up the cabinets. You hang the hooks. See how it all comes together. And then you start working with the design team to transform one of your closets or a pantry or storage room, garage, even a full room in your house. And you make that into a space that brings you the joy of living an orderly life. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Distractions. Every coach in every sport in every game talks about avoiding them, avoiding distractions, particularly coming into big games. Well, unavoidable this week is talk that the Packers may lose their defensive coordinator for the coming season.
Hearing my name out there, that's obviously extremely flattering and very humbling.
Packers defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley. Now, his name is being mentioned as a candidate for any number of the half a dozen plus coaching vacancies.
Specifically that Giants one originally.
Now, why does that one keep coming up?
Because that's kind of like where he was based. I think he was a fan of the Giants back in the day.
So a lot of these things make sense. Hafley, I like that he was honest there. Yeah, I mean, nice to hear your name mentioned. He didn't give I'm not paying attention to any of that. Next question. He
was honest, yes.
Who doesn't want to hear their name mentioned as the hottest gal at the ball, right? Everybody's trying to date you. But suggesting that he really is looking at Saturday night.
For right now, this is the Bears. I mean, this is one of the biggest rivalries in all of football. Did not end the way we wanted to the last time we played there. So I am going to do everything in my power to focus on every minute that I have to give this organization and our players everything I got to go win this game.
I believe him. I mean, look, it's a few days away. All of this will come to fore. I think the NFL has rules about when you can talk to people and when you can't and when all these things happen, right?
Yes.
Not like the Wild West of college football. Like you wouldn't quit today and go to New York.
No, but I mean, there are opportunities to be interviewed while still in the playoff hunt.
Yeah. Well, he might have a lot of free time come Sunday. So we'll see how it turns out Saturday night at Soldier Field.
Giannis had himself a game, 34 points, 10 rebounds, but it wasn't enough for the big freak.
Giannis driving inside. Euro steps down the lane, lays it in with a finger roll as he just slaloms his way through the defense, and he's got some words for everybody. He's still barking out there right now. Draymond's the one that's supposed to be the talker. Giannis is the one who's dealing it.
Yeah.
Point of order on the show.
Greek freak.
Did you call him the big freak?
I mean, he's a freak, right? It's still a compliment.
Okay, yes, right.
They fall to the Warriors 120-113. So he had a good game. He and Draymond did go back and forth a little bit, Draymond Green and him, but it just the relationship with the referees, Giannis says he still seems to be working through at times.
I don't want to oppose my will to the game because I'm not the type of the guy that will yell because you see a lot of players, they yell, and then they just get numb to it, right? So when I yell, it's almost like they're surprised to give me a tech.
Yeah, well, either way, he had some issues with the refs last night. Up next, the Lakers tomorrow night right here on WTMJ College Hoops. Marquette, they win.
Breaking news.
They did. They beat Xavier 66-65. Up next, Villanova on Saturday.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:19.
Looking to build or remodel? Then check out the 2026 Metro Builders Association Home Building and Remodeling Show, presented by Nuns January 9th through 11th at State Fair Park. Learn about the latest home building and remodeling trends from over 150 MBA industry experts. And be sure to check out the all-new Builder Boulevard. If building or remodeling is on your 2026 to-do list, then don't miss the NBA Home Building and Remodeling Show this weekend at State Fair Park. For more information and tickets, visit NBAHomeshow.com.
Don't just get a ride. Build a travel experience and do it with my friends at KB Excursions. Vince Vitrano here for this family-owned business, custom designing travel for your major event or just a night out. So you call Amy over there and talk to her at KB Excursions, and she can help you plan transportation for a large group via luxury motor coach or for smaller groups, the beautiful Mercedes Sprinter. This thing is nice. I've been in it. It's got leather seats, TV, full setup for up to 14 passengers. Let somebody else do the driving to that fun event or a golf trip or whatever it is that you're planning. Or join a trip already set. All the work's done for you for 2026. KB Excursions plans everything. Luxury motor coach to places like Nashville, Niagara Falls, Thousand Islands, Vermont. Trips include tours, sightseeing, meals, and lodging. Check out the full list or custom design and experience for you with my team at KB Excursions. Getting there is half the fun. Tell them Vinny sent you. kbexcursions.com.
Education changes everything. It opens doors, shapes futures, and builds the foundation for our children's success. At City Forward Collective, we're working to transform our city's schools and ensure every Milwaukee child receives the high-quality education they deserve. We've taken real steps forward, but our work is far from done. This giving season, we're asking you to join us. Together, we can secure a stronger future for our children and a stronger future for Milwaukee. To support our mission, visit cityforwardcollective.org/donate. That's cityforwardcollective.org/donate.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi. Have you listened to WTMJ Outdoors yet? Well, what are you waiting for? Every Saturday at 2 right here on 620 WTMJ, we celebrate the best of Wisconsin outdoors, from hunting to fishing, rock climbing, ATVs. This week, the final numbers are in on Wisconsin deer hunts, gun, bow. How'd we do? Successful hunts in the woods of Wisconsin. We'll discuss that. And look ahead to the Milwaukee Boat Show coming up, State Fair Park.
It's WTMJ Outdoors, presented by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Time saver traffic at 6:22. Debbie.
All right. Well, we have an accident, 43 on the northbound side, just past the Febrance on-ramp. It's off on the right shoulder. Not seeing too many delays with that. We've also got a crash on 4394 southbound just at the ramp from Howard Avenue. That's off on the left shoulder. Westbound on 94, we're seeing delays right through the stadium interchange to about Mitchell Boulevard. Not too bad, just pretty typical stuff at this point. And then eastbound 94, we do have another crash. This is just past Barker Road, off on the left shoulder. Looks like the squad, I don't know if the squads have gotten to it yet. Just watch out for some building volume through there. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Mild, breezy, and rain likely today. A high of 51. Tonight, some scattered rain, maybe even some thunder. Breezy, a low of 37. For Friday, slight chance for a rain-snow mix early on. Otherwise cloudy, a high of 43. Saturday could see a couple of inches of rain, 1 to 3, mainly northwest of Milwaukee. 1 to 3 inches, a high of 36. Sunday, a high of 30.
You ever heard the term frozen road?
Frozen road.
Frozen road. It's more than just icy highways.
Okay.
It's a technical term with major implications actually for our economy here in Wisconsin. As designated, frozen roads can carry more cargo. And here's how it breaks down. Plastic tube, a marble, and 18 inches of frost. 3 things that decide whether Wisconsin loggers can haul heavier loads each winter. This month's Driver's Ed with Debbie, she's taking a look at Wisconsin's frozen road law.
Winter has sealed the northern half of Wisconsin under a hard, glassy crust, and that quiet transformation flips a surprising switch on our highways. It's called the Frozen Road Law, and according to Wisconsin DOT's Matt Thornton, it's a seasonal trade-off between industry and infrastructure.
It's kind of a win-win, I think, for both industry and roadways. The main idea behind it all is that we open roads to carry more weight in the timber industry, and then those that haul our sand and salt products for winter maintenance activities, and it also protects our roadways from damage due to overweight loads.
But the whole system hinges on the depth of the freeze. 18 inches, that's the magic number. Enough to reach past the pavement and into the subgrade where the real support lives.
18 inches gets us below our base course layers that's below the pavement, and then gets us down into our subgrade, so it gives us that buffer area to provide a stable foundation for the roadway.
And how do we know when we've hit that mark? With a tool that sounds like it was invented during a science fair road trip.
The way that it works is it's a giant plastic tube, something like 4 feet long. And it's filled with a liquid, and there's a marble in it. And depending on where the frost level is, we'll push the marble down.
Across the state, those frost tubes, along with pavement sensors, are read twice a week all winter long. Once the frost is deep enough, logging trucks and haulers carrying winter road materials like salt and sand can go from the usual 80,000 pounds up to 98,000 pounds. But that privilege is reserved for just 2 industries. Not every semi gets to bulk up.
It really just applies to the 2 industries. It's to the logging industry hauling those select materials, and then it's also those hauling our abrasives and our sand and salt for winter maintenance activities. It's not across the board for all the trucking industry.
And no, even with frozen roads, tire chains don't suddenly get the green light.
I think that's a no-no across the board. In general, we try not to encourage chain usage on a regular basis unless it's a very specific situation.
But deep freeze doesn't guarantee stability. When temperatures swing, the ground can shift too, giving us the winter cousin to the summer pavement buckles, frost heaves.
Frost heaves, it's kind of one of those deals. The materials get so cold that they move and they have forces that create those frost heaves. We do experience those to some degree, I think, across the state. And so it is something that we watch for.
Since our climate, even within the state, can differ, Wisconsin is broken into 5 zones, and each region shifts into frozen road on its own schedule.
We try to group areas in the state that have very similar climate conditions so we can apply the law consistently within a region.
And like everything in winter, safety still rules the road. Even with frost in the ground, the freeze-thaw dance can create slick spots, especially overnight. So as winter keeps rewriting the rules, the best thing behind the wheel is simple. Stay alert, stay light on the pedals, and let the season lead the way. Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
Deb, I think a very timely story today. I don't know if you noticed on your drive, but there was sort of like a white sheen to some of the pavement, and the ABS was kicking in.
Yeah, I noticed it right off the bat on cars that had been parked out overnight.
Yeah.
Lots of frost on everything, so a little scary.
And talk about that back and forth, right? High of 51 degrees today. We'll be back in the 30s for high temperatures over the weekend, so then those lows will be dipping back below freezing, that back and forth.
That does it. And then watch for the frost heaves too, because that's just like ugh. More potholes. Ugh.
Yeah. Good report. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow Jones Industrial Average. Forgot to check the numbers. I don't know if you have the.
Oh, I can bring you your.
I got it. I got our market futures with the Dow futures down this morning. S&P 500 futures down, and the NASDAQ futures down as well at the moment. Wait for the markets opening on Wall Street a couple of hours from now. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. We've got the bottom of the hour update from ABC News coming your way next.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. Want to tell you about my friends at the Hounds and Tap. It's in Menominee Falls, right off Silver Spring, and it is our go-to place for doggy daycare, boarding, and grooming services for our Greyhound night. Amazing place, amazing people, and designed for dogs. For years, we've trusted the Hounds and Tap with Night's daycare, boarding, and grooming because, well, they're the best. If you're searching for top-tier services and a team you can trust, check out the Hounds and Tap. It's in Menominee Falls. View their services online and get connected at thehoundsandtap.com.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
$1.
Doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee and Waukesha. Griffin. The buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Minneapolis on edge this morning after a deadly shooting involving an ICE agent. Video showing the agent trying to grab the door of the vehicle, and then several shots are seen and heard. ABC's Alex Perez is in Minneapolis.
Can I go check a pulse?
No. A person identifying himself as a doctor heard asking if he can help was denied by ICE agents who said medics were on the way.
We have our own medics. Where are they?
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, who has deployed 2,000 federal officers to Minnesota, says the shooting was justified and argues the agent feared for his life.
The victim, a U.S. citizen and a mother of three. Federal officials say she was trying to ram the agent, but video disputes that, according to some. Police in Salt Lake City are searching for suspects after a shooting in the parking lot at a Mormon church. The gunfire taking place at a funeral. The White House rolling out a three-point plan for Venezuela, including the U.S. controlling sales of the country's oil indefinitely. This is ABC News.
Well, things are moving along pretty well out there, considering we do have a little bit of a backup heading through the stadium interchange on westbound 94 from just west of 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound, we've got a crash right about at Brookfield Road. It's off on the left shoulder, and now we're starting to see some delays with that one. A crash on northbound 43 just past the Fee-Brantz on-ramp. And then we've also got crash 4394 southbound right at the ramp from Howard Avenue heading into the Plainfield curve. The left shoulder is blocked with that. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast, increasing clouds, rain this afternoon and evening with a high of 51 degrees. Tonight's low down to 37 with scattered rain coming to an end. Right now at 39. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, nobody hurt. A parking garage floor collapsed on Milwaukee's east side. This was Wednesday night, Empire Apartment Complex near Knapp and Astor. Somebody there was trying to park a car when part of the garage floor caved in. Car went down the hole. But the man was able to escape. Department of Neighborhood Services is assessing the structural integrity of the building.
A Milwaukee Public Schools varsity basketball coach suspended now after allegations of slapping a student. This happened at Milwaukee School of Languages during practice. The school says an investigation is now underway and an assistant coach will lead the varsity team.
Woman from Hartford charged with hitting a 4-year-old with her car in West Bend. 28-year-old Monica Larson now faces a felony charge for causing injury while driving under the influence and several drug-related misdemeanors. She is accused of running over the toddler while looking for a parking spot at the Frederick West Bend Health Center on Monday. The child suffered liver damage but is expected to be okay. Larson due back in court later this month.
In Madison, lawmakers are being urged to pass legislation to improve conditions in all jails and prisons across the state.
One bill would cap costs on most personal hygiene products for inmates, while another measure would require the Department of Corrections to provide free menstrual products. Supporters like the Wisconsin Justice Initiative say while the DOC currently offers some of these products, access is not guaranteed, leading to health concerns. Similar legislation has failed to pass, but both of these measures are receiving bipartisan support. The bills still need approval in both the Assembly and Senate. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee Public Museum celebrating the final year at its current home. The communications director there, Madeline Anderson, telling WTMJ's What's on Tap about the 5 greatest hits exhibits.
Ancient Civilizations kicks off this Saturday, January 10th. Then we have Diorama-Rama in March and April, Rainforest and Butterflies, May and June, Dino Days of Summer, July and August, and Streets of Old Milwaukee and European Village, October through the end of 2026.
Of course, the museum is going to move to its new home in early 2027.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:34.
Sponsored by AccuNet Mortgage.
Get your rock solid pre-approval or a no-pressure refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Who doesn't need a seasonal wardrobe update? But who has the cash to always keep their wardrobe updated? Ladies, that's why you shop St. Vincent de Paul. Our women's clothing is always a highlight of our stores, and thrift store prices keep the costs low. It allows you to experiment and also find a hidden gem. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
If you've ever worried about your heart, if you've ever loved someone with heart disease, if you've ever wondered if you're the one at risk, let's remind ourselves that we are not powerless. Because at the Frederick and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, we're pushing to outsmart heart and vascular disease by working with you personally to understand your history, assess your risks, and guide you to heart strength. By digging deep with tireless research and offering access to leading-edge clinical trials. And for the most serious conditions, including heart failure, heart valve disease, arrhythmias, and vascular diseases, we provide renowned expertise and the most advanced life-saving procedures you expect from academic medicine. So let's get out in front of heart disease. Let's outsmart it. Let's keep pushing so that every one of us can outrun it and embrace every beautiful day life in Wisconsin has to offer. To learn more about our nationally renowned heart and vascular care, visit freighter.com/heart.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:37.
Packers head coach Matt LaFleur says it was on a trip to this Wisconsin resort community that he first realized Packers Bears was maybe bigger than he once knew. We'll do that in sports at 6:45.
How often do you need to communicate with your dog? When you're not even home. There's a company that's just made a phone for your pooch, and you can train it to call you.
Oh, the dog calls you?
For $90, you get a tiny little box that attaches to your dog or your cat's collar that you can use to track where it is.
Okay.
So I guess that would be helpful if you have maybe if you have a farm dog or a farm cat or
outdoor cat, right?
Or maybe inside, I guess. I'm not sure. It can also play music. You can actually play, because sometimes that'll settle an animal. Or you can call it so they can hear your voice. Here's an interesting little aspect, though. I'm not sure if you'd actually want this or not. You can upgrade it so the camera phone can be triggered to call you. So if your dog is...
This is amazing.
So how do you train this animal to call you? Well, you jump 3 times. If you get the animal to jump 3 times, it'll call you. So I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not.
Just imagine your dog calling you here in some meeting.
Again.
What's your ringtone for that?
Hey. Just wondering what you're up to.
I can't talk right now. I'm in a meeting.
But it gets a response.
Eric, did you want to talk about the CEO's suggestion?
I'm sorry.
Hang on. I'm talking to my dog quick.
Calling me again.
It's the third. When he calls 3 times, then I pick up. Probably an emergency. Just burns the end of it. Calling all day.
I was going to say, can you? Is there a way to train the dog limits on how many times it can call you a day?
Call me twice. That's it. Once in the morning, once in the afternoon. Were you calling the dog?
Oh, yeah. Eric, why are you talking that way?
Hello. Who's a good boy? Who's the best boy ever? Hello.
Okay, I can't talk right now, though.
Okay, Daddy's very busy now. Hello. Who's the best boy?
St. Anne's Center for Intergenerational Care switched from a previous vendor to business technology from James Imaging Systems. Why? CFO Sally Parente.
The service, the value, and the ease with which we can just keep using their service and not having any big headaches. It's not just all about the money. We're getting value here as well.
Robert Prang, CIO with Tri-City National Bank, likes the fact that James Imaging is local.
So being able to work with a local company like James that has that flexibility with their staff and being able to deliver for us has given us the ability to make the right decisions for our organization.
And Junior Achievement of Wisconsin VP of Enterprise Services, Lori Salzman, had this advice for others.
If anybody is looking for a good partner that is there to help find solutions, call James Imaging.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting WTMJ.com/contests.
That's WTMJ.com/contests.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, and they offer early memory loss classes to help you. They specialize in this area. It's kindness at the core, locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. It's compassion, it's empathy. It's Wisconsin-based and family-owned, always welcoming people to come tour and welcome their new residents. I've seen their places. They're top-notch. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
This report sponsored by Exterior Pros and Baths. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation. Don't just upgrade, transform your home. From bold exteriors to breathtaking baths, Exterior Pros makes it happen. Exterior Pros. Trust the pros.
Hey, Deb.
I have a Furbo.
You have a what? What's
a Furbo. It's a camera that you can look through your phone and see the dog, and then it has a little button where you can send a little treat out to them.
Yeah, but the dog can't call you, right?
No, but it does have a barking sensor. So if it barks, it pops up saying your dog is barking.
You know, it's funny. It doesn't work for cats. You call them, they don't pick up.
No, they just flip you off on the camera.
What's he want now?
All right, we've got a crash on 4394 southbound at the ramp from Howard Avenue off on the left shoulder. The other one on 43 northbound at Febrant still being worked on. It's off on the right shoulder there. And then we've got the other crash on eastbound 94 just about at Brookfield Road off on the left shoulder. Delays right now coming in from before Barker Road, so that's something to keep in mind. It's also kind of slowing things down on the westbound side as folks are slowing down. Take a look. Otherwise, we've got our usual delays heading through the Stadium interchange on the westbound side, then from 76th to Hawley Road on the eastbound side. I'm Debbie Lozga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
From TMJ Farm Meteorologist Brenda Johnson, increasing cloud cover for our Thursday. Mild and breezy as temperatures top out in the low 50s. We look for widespread rain starting this afternoon and continuing into the evening. 1/2 inch to 1 inch worth of rain likely. We'll hold on to that scattered rain. Could even hear some thunder overnight. Mostly cloudy, breezy. We may surge into the mid-50s before falling into the mid-30s overnight. Slight chance for some morning rain and snow, becoming partly cloudy tomorrow with highs in the low 40s.
Milwaukee right now at 36.
That's right. Time to recognize an everyday hero. Everyday hero is when we here on Wisconsin's Morning News celebrate an average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning they'd be saving a life. Everyday Hero, sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. Azura Memory Care. Today, Vince, we head to Appleton, a local hero to celebrate.
Nice.
WBAY Action 2 News has the story. Josie Pethin, 11 years old. She was reading on the couch one day, just minding her business, when she noticed her mother started acting funny.
Mom, got up and she was looking for a crocheting book, I don't know, something. And then she sat down and she was reading something. And then she kind of just went a little bit crazy.
Yeah, just went a little bit crazy, meaning she just slipped into a medical emergency. Right. She knew something wasn't right. And Josie's just 11 years old, by the way, talking to WBAY there. So she tried to call for help, ended up using her iPad to call her grandparents. And that prompted emergency responders to call her. So she's on the phone with the 911 dispatcher. Brenda Dawes talks to Josie, starts guiding her on how to perform CPR on her mother.
She was able to start getting her mom on the ground, getting ready to start the compressions.
So imagine you doing this and then put yourself in the body of an 11-year-old. 11-year-old on the phone with a stranger, pulls her mother to the ground, starts doing compressions on her. And by the way, anyone who's ever done this, CPR, like in a
Not
class
easy.
or done it in real life, super not easy. It can be uncomfortable, it's awkward, it's difficult, it's emotional, all of these things. And she's doing it for her mom, and it worked. Mom is okay and doing better now. They're still trying to figure out what exactly is wrong with her, but she is alive and well. Josie was honored with 2 certifications from the city and its department. She told WBAY it was super neat meeting the first responders. I love this.
They're all like really cool. And they seem really important.
Yeah, they are.
They do
are
seem really
super cool
important.
and super important. And here's my favorite part. Josie also admitting that she looks at things a little bit different now, even though she's 11 years old.
Every life I see has just been even more important to me.
Well, Josie, you are super important. You just saved your mother's life. You, Josie, are an everyday hero. Thank you for saving Mom. Everyday Hero, sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. By the way, if you'd like to see this video of this sweet girl on an amazing story, just text the word hero to the Siding Unlimited WDTMJ Talking text line 855-616-1620.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group and best-selling author on how to have less stress with the IRS. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS caused by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $152,000 in taxes because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a clear plan and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it, we help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait, call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Green Bay is about to play Chicago in football for the 213th time on Saturday. Given that, sometimes you run out of ways to characterize the storied matchup ongoing for more than a century. I had not heard, however, this story before. Head coach Matt LaFleur, now in his 7th season with the Packers, asked when he first really understood the depth of this rivalry.
Yeah, probably that first summer when I went down to Lake Geneva, and I was like, we're in Wisconsin, and saw all these Bears fans and giving me a hard time.
Yeah, okay. First lesson there, Coach. Lake Geneva is almost not even Wisconsin.
I was going to say, that's technically Illinois.
If you thought you were in Wisconsin, check that. Secondly, yeah, you're going to take some from Bears fans on the field and off, in season and out. Meanwhile, as it pertains to preparing for Saturday's game, LaFleur praising the growth that he's seen in the Bears' second-year QB, Caleb Williams.
You got to be very careful when you're playing a player of his caliber in regards to what he is able to do. There's been situations, you see it all over tape, where, oh, there's no way this guy's going to get out of the pocket here. He gets out of the pocket. And then you hear that, well, you want to keep him in the pocket, and then he's making throws from in the pocket. So I just think he's progressed.
Weather for Chicago at this point looking like upper 20s to low 30s around kickoff on Saturday. Less likely now that we'll get some snow. Looks like that's an earlier in the day event, but keep an eye on it.
Bucks fall to the Warriors out west. 120 to 113. Lakers up next tomorrow for the Deer. College hoops, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Marquette, Xavier, less than a minute to go at Fiserv Forum. The Eagles down by 1 with the ball. Here's how it sounded on ESPN Milwaukee.
James, top of the circle, fake the three, penetrates in the lane, throws up a wild shot with the left hand, missed it badly again, gets his own rebound, gets the bend goal. He stuffs it. Oh, it finished perfectly. Don't ask me how. Marquette up a point. 45 seconds left. Xavier has
It finished perfectly, but don't ask me how.
Don't ask me how.
Homer with the call on 94.5. So they win, which is great. They needed one. Much needed victory for the Golden Eagles. Up next, Villanova on Saturday.
It finished perfectly. Don't ask me how.
Close your eyes and picture Europe by water. Sunlit ports, ancient cities, and effortless elegance. With Viking Cruises and Fox World Travel, the Mediterranean becomes your front porch. No crowds, no casinos, just culture, cuisine, and curated experiences designed for curious travelers. From Italy to Greece, every detail is handled, so all you do is savor the journey. Ready to sail Europe the refined way? Call 866-GO-FOX-GO or visit foxworldtravel.com to book today.
Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. For your New Year's resolution, the sky's the limit thanks to Pella Windows and Doors. 0% for 4 years financing deal. That's right, no payment and no interest for 4 years. Imagine what you can accomplish over 4 years. You get a college degree, raise a toddler till they're ready for school, serve a full term as president. Now there's no need to choose between investing in your home and using your hard-earned savings for life's biggest moments. Pella knows that even when you need a home upgrade, life keeps moving. So you work toward those personal goals while still enjoying Pella's exclusive features like blinds between the glass, customizations that match every home style. Pella provides their customers with the highest quality products and top-notch service at a price you can afford. Tested, safe, durable, and backed by a limited lifetime warranty, Pella is rated #1 for craftsmanship, innovation, and exceptional design. The 0% for 4 years offer ends at the end of this month, so schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
We get it. You're on the go, and life gets in the way. Stay up to date on all things WTMJ with podcasts of every show. Available on WTMJ.com. And don't forget you can stream WTMJ online and watch your favorite WTMJ shows on YouTube. Every show, when you want it, no matter where you are. We are Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio 620 WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
WTMJ forecast brought to you by Dave Dre Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. For today, rain this afternoon, and there could be a lot of it by this afternoon and into the evening hours with a high of 51 degrees.
I could do traffic now if you want.
Oh, sorry about that. Go ahead, Deb. I was distracted.
Well, let's flip it around, make people pay attention, that's all. Eastbound 94, we do have a crash right about at Barker Road. It's off on the left shoulder, so watch out for that. We got delays now coming in from about Highway F, so just give yourself time. On the westbound side, backing up from Moreland Road to that scene as well. And we've got backups from 27th Street past Hawley Road. Eastbound's backed up from 84th Street to Hawley Road. And we have another crash on 4394 southbound right at Howard Avenue. That one is off on the left shoulder. The one on 43 at Febrance, that's finally cleared. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
As I was saying. Tonight, scattered rain, maybe some isolated thunder with the rain continuing in a low down to 37. And for Friday, a slight chance of rain, maybe a snow mixed in there, and a high of 43 in the morning. Right now at 39. See, what had happened was ESPN's Jen Latta joining us in studio right now. And Jen had a great story about something we can all relate to. I don't have the Find Anybody on my phone.
You don't?
No.
No kids, no nothing?
My wife has it, for
there you
the
go.
kids,
So,
and
yeah.
they have it for each other,
So
the
you
little
got it.
app that shows where you
Find
are.
My Phone?
Right,
Yeah.
find my phone or find...
Or Life 360.
Correct,
Yes,
exactly.
find my
They're all,
kids.
Basically tracking devices,
This one's
right?
here, this one's there.
And I was saying to our guys yesterday, this weekend, I was out and about running some errands. My husband had run some errands as well. And so I checked the Find My, and I saw that he was at X Golf, our fine partners at X Golf. And I said,
Well, how nice for him.
He is at X Golf. I have a little bit of time before he's going to be home. I'm going to run to the grocery store. So I'm at the grocery store, and I'm walking out of the grocery store, and I have all of my bags. I've got like 6 bags, right? And I'm trying to, and my phone's ringing, and I can feel it buzzing in my pocket. And I was like, oh, crap. So I kind of maneuver and do the thing, and I grab my phone, and I'm like, hey, what's up? He's like, hey, where are you?
Okay.
What?
Okay.
He's like, what are you up to? I said, I'm at the grocery store. He said, oh, I was just wondering. I was like,
That's it? There was no...
that's it.
Just
He was
wanted to know
just
where you
wondering where I was. And I said,
how nice.
We have the Find My on your phone.
Yep.
It's an app, right? Would you call me to ask what the weather is? Would you call me to ask the score of the game? Would you call me to ask how much money is in the bank account? No. You know why? Because
right
you
there.
have an app that gives you all of that information.
Fantastic.
Come on, big boy.
Similarly, you have an app that tells you exactly where I am, my precise location. And I'm at the grocery store, right? So it's not like a big mystery of what's happening here. I was like, and he and I are like philosophically, like we disagree on this. Because I'm like, you are inconveniencing me in this moment by
Right, sure.
calling me to see what I am up to, where you could have gotten the information you needed by not inconveniencing anyone.
In 3 seconds, too.
Quickly. And then you look at it and go, oh, she's at Sendix. Well, I bet I know what she's up to. Am I wrong in this? Am I being crazy?
Well, pro tip for you, Dario. Next time, say, I just wanted to hear your voice.
Wait a minute, that's what he said. Wait a minute, that's what he said. That's what he said. You all are cut from the same cloth.
That didn't work for you?
I was like,
You have to actually believe it.
am I being crazy about this? And I think this
No,
again goes
you're
back to
fine.
like women have so many tabs open in their brain, right?
busy.
Of
Oh,
like
yeah.
the, you know, the things that they're trying to, and it just felt to me like another example of me doing the legwork for him.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course, you
I
don't.
also like who calls anybody. Like I don't want anyone to call me ever.
Well, that's the other
Which
thing.
is not a
The
great.
guys were like, feels like a text. And I was like,
Yeah.
feels like an open the app.
Yeah.
And it'll go bling, you know,
there
like
she
there's
is.
little me standing right there, like doo doo doo.
I am curious about that on a macro level as well. You probably get this on your show, folks who ask you a question via the text line or they at you on X or whatever, and their question, the information could easily have been obtained in the time it took for you to text that or whatever. If you Googled the same thing, bing, it's right there.
Right.
Is there video about this? Where can I find it? You're already behind. You could be watching it right now. Instead, you're waiting for me to present it to you.
Exactly.
All right, same thing.
Again, it's one of those first world problems. I recognize that. I'm not sitting here saying, and I don't want this to become an indictment of, well, why do you have a tracking on your husband and your children and your? We just do. That's what we do in our family.
Yeah,
My
family
mom has
phones
it.
all
My
connect
sister,
to each other.
I know
Yep,
where my
yep.
sister is at all times.
Yep.
She's traveling for work. I can see, oh, she got there safely.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just what we do. And it's not because we don't trust each other. I'm not sitting here going, I really wonder what double life my mother is leading. No, it's just it's nice to be able to occasionally check in on people and see, oh, she's at work. Oh, she's driving home. Oh, she, you know, like that type of stuff.
A question for another day on that is, do you track your kids when they're in college? But right now, though, we got to ask you this because we're out of time. What's your take on Saturday night? What are you feeling?
I think the Packers are the better team. You know, the Bears obviously are having an incredible season. I don't want to take anything away from them, but they are a last 2-minute type of team, right? They're the most dangerous team in the last 2 minutes of the game. I think we can all agree on that. So if the Packers just
Don't let
take
it
care
get
of
there.
business exactly early on, get out to a fast start. And that was going to be tough because they rested all their guys, but the hope is that this is a rest, not rust thing. I think the Packers have the better, more complete team. That defense for the Bears, they take away the ball, but not much else. So I think the Packers should walk out of Chicago with a victory and set up a matchup against Seattle.
Great to see you, Jen. ESPN's Jen Latta.
Bye, guys.
In studio with us this morning. The Business Journal Report is up next. It's sponsored by the Alliance Smarter Network's Serious Savings.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Franklin officials have taken a step toward restarting a 25-acre mixed-use project near the Ballpark Commons. A new agreement with the developer calls for a spring groundbreaking and offers $15 million in incentives. The Milwaukee Bucks' TV partner Main Street Sports missed January payments to the NBA team and 12 others. The company, which operates the FanDuel Sports Network, has purportedly lost roughly $20 million in 2025. And West Bend is reviewing plans for a 72-acre neighborhood with single-family homes, two-family villas, and townhomes. I'm Addison Lathers from MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Tired of watching your company's healthcare costs rise 8, 9, or even double-digit percentages every year? There's a better way with The Alliance. For more than 35 years, employers have turned to The Alliance to lower their healthcare costs, improve access to high-value care, and keep their employees healthy. With powerful data and insights, the Alliance gives self-funded employers the tools to make informed decisions that help bend the medical cost trend. And it's working. Employers of all sizes and industries are seeing measurable results, from fewer unnecessary procedures and lower out-of-pocket costs to shorter recovery times and more productive, engaged workforces. The Alliance's recent partnerships with major health systems in the Midwest are giving employees even more in-network options close to home, making care more convenient and more affordable. Because when employees get the right care at the right time, everyone benefits. The Alliance. Smarter networks, serious savings. Learn more at the-alliance.org.
Hi, it's David Nason from The Fix-It Show on WTMJ. Every Saturday morning, we talk about keeping your home in top shape. One issue I hear all the time, wet basements and foundation problems.
And that's where Accurate Basement Repair comes in. I'm Chris Mancuso, and for over 20 years, we've been The Fix-It Show's trusted experts in foundation repair and waterproofing.
Don't wait until the problem gets worse. Visit AccurateBasementRepair.com.
Accurate Basement Repair.
We're not just good, we're accurate. Catch Accurate Basement Repair on The Fix-It Show and WTMJ.com.
Ever wonder what it takes to feel truly wealthy and financially comfortable? Schwab asked Americans that question, and most said at least $2 million. But here's the thing, your number might be different. And that makes sense because your dreams, travel, retirement, and the legacy you want to leave are unique to you. That's why you need advice that's just as personal. The team at Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen and help you build a plan that fits your life. Click the Get Started button at AnnexWealth.com.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just after 7 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, January 8th, our top story, demanding change after a deadly ICE shooting.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Quite scary while parking this car.
I'm Debbie Lazago. We got a new crash on 794 eastbound right at the ramp from Broadway Street. It's off on the right shoulder, so watch out for that. We do still have the crash 4394 southbound right at the ramp from Howard Avenue on the left shoulder. Crash on westbound 94 at Moreland Road on the left shoulder. That's to go along with the one on the eastbound side at Brookfield Road on the left shoulder as well. Watch for the delays involved with both of those. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Increasing clouds today will bring afternoon rain with a high of 51 degrees, scattered rain, and maybe some isolated thunder mixed in tonight. Low down to 37. Milwaukee right now at 39. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the White House quick to stand at the side of the ICE agent who shot and killed a woman during an immigration raid in Minneapolis. News Nation's Joe Khalil with the latest.
After watching part of that video, this is what President Trump said, putting out on True Social here, quote, "The woman driving the car was very disorderly, obstructing and resisting, and then violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer who seems to have shot her in self-defense." He went on to say the reasons these incidents are happening is because the radical left is threatening, assaulting, and targeting law enforcement officers and ICE agents.
Woman identified as 37-year-old Renee Good. She is a U.S. citizen. Witnesses claim Good was trying to flee the area.
Protests popping up across the country following that shooting, including here in Milwaukee.
We're just going to take another moment of silence for Renee, for Silverio, for the other lives taken by ICE, whether it's in the streets or whether it's in the detention centers. We're going to take a moment of silence.
The protests here in Milwaukee led by immigration rights organization Voces de la Frontera.
Nobody hurt after a parking garage floor collapsed on Milwaukee's east side. This happened Wednesday night. Empire apartment complex near Knapp and Astor. A person who lives there was trying to park the car when part of the garage floor just caved in. The car went down this hole, but the man was able to escape. Department of Neighborhood Services now assessing the structural integrity of the building. 2 people dead in Salt Lake City, 6 others hurt after a shooting outside a Mormon meeting house. Here's the Salt Lake City Mayor, Aaron Mendenhall.
No matter where they go, we will find them.
They will be brought to justice.
Now, police do not think the shooting was random, but they're also stressing it was not targeting the religion.
President Trump says U.S. oversight of Venezuela could last for years.
In an interview with the New York Times last night, the president said Venezuela's interim government, made up of loyalists to Nicolas Maduro, is giving the U.S. everything it needs. He said he expects the U.S. will run the country for years while reviving its neglected oil sector. Trump would not say if he would send troops in if the Venezuelan government refused to give the U.S. access to its oil. He also wouldn't say why he has not installed the winner of last year's Venezuelan presidential election as the country's leader. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
After a one-day pause in the proceedings, testimony resumes today in the trial of an ex-police officer charged with endangering the lives of children during the 2022 school massacre in Uvalde, Texas.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:04. Coming up, new guidelines for your diet.
If you're going to put some of your hard-earned profits into advertising, you better do it right, because we know you don't want to waste a dime. If you want ad success, it's not just knowing what to say, it's knowing how to say it. Telling isn't selling, and a message that doesn't sell will waste your money. With thousands of ads of experience, we know what to say and how to say it to get you better results. Go to Anderson-Smith.com's Our Work page to listen and see why we're the guys smart advertisers call to make their ad dollars work harder. We found that whatever kind of ad you decide to run, if it doesn't sell, it's a bad ad. One thing we're pretty good at is digging deep to find what truly sets our clients apart from their competition. And we're always surprised at what we find and have often asked, well, why haven't you been telling the public that? There are things about your business that you aren't telling enough people, and certainly not often enough. We'll fix that. Go to Anderson-Smith.com and hit the Contact Us button, because we help small business advertisers get better results.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. Want to tell you about my friends at the Hounds and Tap. It's in Menominee Falls, right off Silver Spring, and it is our go-to place for doggy daycare, boarding, and grooming services for our Greyhound night. Amazing place, amazing people, and designed for dogs. For years, we've trusted the Hounds and Tap with Night's daycare, boarding, and grooming because, well, they're the best. If you're searching for top-tier services and a team you can trust, check out the Hounds and Tap. It's in Menominee Falls. View their services online and get connected at thehoundsandtap.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Fox & Hound's gift cards make wonderful year-round gifts, as everyone loves a free dinner. Through January 15th, buy a $100 gift card, get a $20 gift card for free. Order online at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. It's a great place. It's the famous Fox & Hounds.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:07.
Packers defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley responding to hearing his name mentioned for so many of the head coaching vacancies. We'll hear from him in sports at 7:15.
The White House is unveiling new dietary guidelines emphasizing protein, whole grains, and healthy fats. In a more controversial move, ABC News medical correspondent Dr. Darian Sutton says the plan also puts a larger emphasis on whole milk and cheese, as well as red meat.
We know it in reality. Patients who have a higher consumption of fatty foods and saturated fat have an increased risk of heart attacks and strokes, as opposed to unsaturated fats that come from things like olive oil and seed oils.
There is also new guidelines for alcohol. Previously, 2 or fewer drinks per day were advised. Now, there's no set amount listed in the guidelines.
Authorities in southeast Alaska issued a joint emergency disaster declaration due to record snowfall. Last week alone, 49 inches fell on the Juneau area, created an elevated avalanche risk. It sunk multiple boats in the city's harbor, collapsed roofs of local businesses. Pat Dreyer is an avalanche forecaster.
We're anticipating heavy snowfall, heavy rain, and warming temperatures at higher elevations. This will lead to rapid rises in avalanche hazard.
Yeah, and also flooding possibilities as well. They're on watch for that in Juneau this morning. 7:08 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
This report is brought to you by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. Visit sidingunlimited.com.
For 31 years, WTMJ homeowners have trusted Siding Unlimited to transform their homes into dream homes. From windows and doors to siding, roofing, and decks, our team delivers craftsmanship that lasts. Because we're not just remodeling homes, we're building relationships. Hi, I'm Erik Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited. We started right here in Milwaukee, and after 3 decades, we're still guided by the same family values that help us deliver quality, honesty, and local pride. Whether you're ready for a full exteriors facelift or just replacing a couple windows and a door, trust the team that's been serving Wisconsin families for generations. For siding, roofing, windows, and doors, let Milwaukee's National Contractor of the Year, Siding Unlimited, give you a free estimate and start the process today. Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com. That's sidingunlimited.com.
Time saver traffic with Debbie here at 7:10.
All right, well, we've got this accident on 794 eastbound right at the ramp from Broadway. The right shoulder is blocked. Another accident on 4394 southbound at Howard Avenue off on the left shoulder. Westbound 94 has one at Moreland Road off on the left shoulder there. On the eastbound side, we had an earlier accident around Brookfield Road. That's been cleared out of the way. We do still have delays, though, coming in from before Barker Road all the way to Brookfield Road. Westbound 94 has its delays from 27th Street through the stadium and then again from just before Moreland all the way out to Brookfield Road. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
From TMJ Farm meteorologist Brenda Johnson, increasing cloud cover for our Thursday. Mild and breezy as temperatures top out in the low 50s. We look for widespread rain starting this afternoon and continuing into the evening. 1/2 inch to 1 inch worth of rain likely. We'll hold on to that scattered rain. Could even hear some thunder overnight. Mostly cloudy, breezy. We may surge into the mid-50s before falling into the mid-30s overnight. Slight chance for some morning rain and snow, becoming partly cloudy tomorrow with highs in the low 40s.
Milwaukee right now at 39.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
7:11 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Coming up in about 10 minutes, we're going to check in live with an ABC News reporter who was in Minneapolis this morning, get an update on overnight protests regarding the ICE shooting, the latest on that investigation, and what has broken down into multiple narratives of about exactly what happened. And people saw different things in the video that has been widely publicized at this point. So we'll get into all of that coming up at 7:20 this morning. Update first this morning on a story out of Cudahy, southeast Milwaukee County, that we've been following here on Wisconsin's Morning News. A nearly 90-year-old woman facing serious criminal charges in a hit and run with the potential to go to jail at age 89. She was in court this week, and there's been an unforeseen turn in the case, which I will share with you in a moment. First, the background. 89-year-old Darlene Adam, 89, charged with a felony connected to an accident in late October. Authorities believe she slammed into a little girl who was on her way to school. About 8 in the morning, little girl's crossing the street with a crossing guard, and according to the criminal complaint, Darlene Adam hit the girl with her car and then just took off like nothing happened. The child was badly hurt, ended up in the hospital, but survived. 9 years old. Crossing guard said, guard is not identified in the complaint, but he or she said that had the crossing guard sign up.
Right,
They
everything.
had the big sign.
Yep. They put their hand up usually as well.
In the crosswalk, middle of the street, the little girl entered the crosswalk and the car plowed right into her. And what has interested me from the get-go, and it's been worth wondering about, this 89-year-old lady is charged with a felony, could get 9 months in jail. And, you know, accidents happen. And if it were a situation where, and this elderly woman shouldn't have been driving anymore, she made a terrible mistake, but certainly didn't intend to do anything, you know, accidents happen. Certainly had she remained on the scene, that would be a different story. But instead, they've charged her with a felony and the threat of going to jail. I think what's going on here is authorities believe she knew what happened and she continued to lie to them. I can't think of any other explanation. In the criminal complaint, police tracked down her car. It had damage to the front end. It had a cracked windshield. It had a handprint on the windshield. When they found Darlene Adams, she multiple times insisted to them she thought she hit a rock or a construction barrel.
Either way, not good.
Right, either way, not good. Wouldn't you stop if your windshield is shattered?
I mean, would you rather mistake a girl for a rock or not realize you hit anything?
Right. But she's acknowledging she thought she hit something, but, you know, So I just wonder, did they just not believe her? And she's sticking to her story. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess you're going to be charged here. So here's the update. Darlene Adam was in court on Wednesday, and I read through the court filings. The case is delayed now as her defense team questions whether she's competent to stand trial. The case is set for a preliminary hearing, but before that, the court ordered a mental competency exam and will review the findings in that report next month. So for now, 89-year-old Darlene Adam, for the time being, free on personal recognizance bond. Coming up on 7:15, we got sports up next.
If you've been thinking about a makeover for your kitchen cabinets, let me tell you why now is the perfect time. During the New Year New Kitchen event at Redo Cabinets, you'll get 75% off installation with every remodeling project, plus no interest and no payments until 2027. That's right, 2027. It's Redo Cabinets' best offer of the year. You'll transform your existing kitchen with a fresh new look and premium products made right here in the USA. Quickly transform your dated kitchen without the hassle, the stress, and the cost of a full remodel with premium cabinet refacing in just days. Learn about the options, the colors, the styles, the accessories, and the savings. The Redo Cabinets New Year New Kitchen event is on now. Get 75% off installation, plus no interest or payments until 2027. Call today for a free, no-obligation consultation. Call 414-677-6417. That's 414-677-6417. Or visit RedoCabinets.com. This year, don't replace, reface with Redo Cabinets.
Mineshaft Restaurant gift cards make perfect year-round gifts as everyone loves a free meal. Through January 15th, buy a $100 gift card, get a $20 gift card free. Order online at MineshaftRestaurant.com. Big food, big fun. It's the Mineshaft.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Distractions. Every coach and every sport and every game talks about them. Talks about avoiding them. Avoiding distractions, particularly coming into big games. Unavoidable, though, is the talk that the Packers may lose their defensive coordinator for the coming season.
Hearing my name out there, that's obviously extremely flattering and very humbling.
Packers defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley, his name being mentioned as a candidate for, you said the Giants job in particular, but there are more than half a dozen
There are
head coaching
7 openings
vacancies
at the moment.
Yep. And his name keeps coming up as well. This guy's going to be a head coach one day. This guy's going to be a head coach one day. I appreciate that Hafley was honest and didn't say, we're not focused on that. Whatever. It's like, yeah, I know. I've heard.
He is a
flattering.
human, right?
Anybody would be, right? If they're mentioning, Eric's been mentioned for a name in ABC News in New York.
And we'd be naive to think that he and his agent haven't had conversations about moving forward, what they're going to do.
But to that point, he said, look, I got to think about Saturday night.
For right now, this is the Bears. I mean, this is one of the biggest rivalries in all of football. Did not end the way we wanted to the last time we played there. So I am going to do everything in my power to focus on every minute that I have to give this organization and our players everything I got to go win this game.
I believe him, and he could have an abundance of free time starting Sunday. So we'll see how things turn out. Packers and Bears Saturday night, Soldier Field.
It was a big game from the Greek Freak, but it just wasn't enough as the Bucks fall to the Warriors out west, 120 to 113. Giannis would have a double-double, 34 points, 10 rebounds. He and Draymond Green got into it a couple of times. And after the game, Coach Doc Rivers a little frustrated with the Draymond Green antics that always occur.
Draymond Green's waving his hands at refs, yelling at refs, but then they caught a tech on Scoot. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah, Kevin Porter Jr. got a tech at one point. Nothing ever for Green, who's always constantly screaming and stuff. Anyway, Bucks fall 120 to 113. Up next, the Lakers tomorrow night. College Hoops Marquette, they get a much-needed victory. Came down to the last minute. They beat Xavier 66-65. Up next, Villanova.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:18.
From my family and myself, I would like to say thank you to Gruber Law Offices for taking such good care of us.
I would say thank you because you were so human and so much of a friend during the whole process.
I'm super grateful for them representing me and doing all that they did for me.
I would just say thank you for making me feel better.
That's why I'm here, to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hey everybody, Debbie Lazaga here for Car Edge. Are you tired of the car buying process? My friends at Car Edge communicate with multiple local dealerships for you, scoring the best deal while you remain completely anonymous. Check out their glowing reviews. Car Edge saved one customer 14% off MSRP on a new 2025 Jetta without even having to step foot into the dealership. They're expert negotiators that know all the tricks of the trade. For a limited time, WTMJ fans get 20% off their services. Call 414-667-7413 or visit caredge.com/WTMJ.
Looking to build or remodel? Then check out the 2026 Metro Builders Association Home Building and Remodeling Show, presented by Nuns January 9th through 11th at State Fair Park. Learn about the latest home building and remodeling trends from over 150 MBA industry experts. And be sure to check out the all-new Builder Boulevard. If building or remodeling is on your 2026 to-do list, then don't miss the NBA Home Building and Remodeling Show this weekend at State Fair Park. For more information and tickets, visit MBAHomeshow.com.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Mishap Solutions and Redo Cabinets. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
7:20 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Well,
Time saver traffic, Deb.
Things are getting spicy out there. 794 eastbound, right at the ramp from Broadway, there's an accident. Now the right lane is blocked as they're trying to get this thing cleared. So do be prepared if you're anywhere near the Lincoln Memorial Drive interchange there. Just be extra careful. We've got a crash 4394 southbound at the ramp from Howard Avenue, still being worked on. We've also got one on westbound 94 at Moreland Road. This is off on the left shoulder. It's enough to be a bit of a distraction as you're going around that curve. So definitely seeing delays past that scene. On the eastbound side, we got backups from before Springdale Road all the way past Barker. Back on the brakes from 84th Street to about Hawley Road. Westbound also slowing down from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Mild breezy with rain, likely a high of 51 today. Tonight, scattered rain, maybe even a thunder shower. Breezy, a low of 37. For your Friday, partly cloudy, a high of 43. We get back to the 30s on Saturday. Your forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition.
Coming up on 7:22 overnight in Minneapolis. Video posted to social media of protests in the wake of a shooting. Federal immigration agent shot and killed a 37-year-old woman whom they say was interfering with operations Wednesday. Dueling narratives on the use of that deadly force by the ICE agent.
A woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over and ram them.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry.
What I can tell you is the narrative that this was just done in self-defense is a garbage narrative.
In that report from ABC's Stephen Portnoy, you heard first from Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and secondarily from the mayor there in Minneapolis, who also added that ICE should
get the out of Minneapolis.
Let's go live to Minneapolis this morning. ABC News immigration reporter Armando Garcia is there. Good morning, Armando.
Hey, Vince. Good morning.
Hey, let's. I want to, of course, break down the dueling narratives here and what happens next. But first, on the protests overnight, were you close to any of that? And is that still going on this morning?
You know, I arrived a little bit after that, but I can tell you that this morning, Minneapolis is waking up still reeling from that fatal shooting yesterday of 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good. Overnight, thousands of people paying their respects at a growing makeshift memorial here, protesters demanding that ICE leave the city immediately. Across the city, a school is canceled until Monday out of precaution. Also out of precaution, Governor Walz has put the National Guard on standby just in case these protests become, less than peaceful. But right now, there's no indication that they will not remain peaceful, Vince.
As far as what happens next, Armando, can you walk us through a little bit of sort of these dueling narratives, as I've called it? If you have the U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem saying this ICE official felt he was under attack, was in fear for his life. That's why he employed deadly force. You have elected officials in Minneapolis saying that's flat not true and that this was completely out of line.
Yeah, perhaps by now, millions of Americans have seen those brutal images showing the moment of the shooting, the disturbing, video showing the vehicle driven by Good reverse slowly as an agent grabs the door. The SUV then appears to move forward. The agent near the front of the vehicle fires multiple rounds, including through the windshield. Moments later, the SUV crashes into a parked car. We heard Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry and Governor Tim Walz mince no words after watching that video, quickly condemning the shooting, putting the blame squarely on the Trump administration and its immigration enforcement agenda. DHS, on the other hand, painting a completely different picture of what happened, claiming that the woman attempted to run over an agent, accusing her of engaging in domestic terrorism. But look, regardless of this divide here, what's left in the balance here is the city of Minneapolis that has, as you know, a long history of protesting against law enforcement. This shooting actually just happened a 4-minute drive, just blocks away from where George Floyd was killed a few years ago by a former Minneapolis Police Department officer.
Armando, who is going to investigate this? We've heard that word being used. Oh, there'll be an investigation, full investigation. Who would even lead that at this point?
Well, there's several investigations happening right now at the city level, at the state level, and of course at the federal level. Investigators are going to be combing over every second of that footage, just trying to figure out, as we all are trying to figure out, what led up to the shooting. I don't know if you've seen those witnesses, but I can tell you I certainly have. I've dissected it. I've paused it. It's really unclear. It has more questions than answers. So that's going to be key. Another key thing here is going to be body-worn camera footage. That's what we're going to continue to push DHS and other federal agencies to release. If there are any, videos that were shot by some of the responding agents there, because that's really going to tell us exactly what happened before, during, and after, and what led this ICE officer to allegedly claim that, they believed that their life was in danger.
Armando Garcia, ABC News immigration reporter, live for us from Minneapolis this morning. Thank you, Armando.
Thank you.
I think the one thing just to remember, because it's so quick and easy to fall into camps on this stuff, is just don't forget a woman is dead. 34-year-old woman just is dead today. So just sometimes we like to, blah, 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 and everyone likes to start swinging, and you have the influencers influencing like literally seconds after the fact, and sometimes we forget that a woman is dead. That's the thing that I wish, man, I wish there was a way, because they clearly do it intentionally. Influencers, no matter what they're peddling, I'm not picking a side on this, immediately post the video and tell you what it is going to show you. They do that.
That's interesting. Yeah.
And you notice that? And they all do it. They all do it immediately. Well, this is clearly this, or it's clearly that. And they all do it immediately. It's like they need to imprint that in your brain before you even watch the video. I wish there was ways everyone could watch the video before they're even told what it is, and then they could have a reaction.
So that your reaction is organically yours.
It's not influenced by what influencers are peddling to you, like literally seconds after it happened.
Although the other thing that happens is, you mentioned camps. If we're already in a camp,
you're going to see it that way.
You're going to see it. And I watched that play out in real time as I was with multiple other people when that video first surfaced. And I saw someone, when this person looked at the video, saw a woman who was aggressive toward a law enforcement officer trying to make a lawful order, and a law enforcement officer in fear for his life. That's what she saw. She drove right at him. And I saw other people who were horrified and said, why are they shooting this poor woman? And everyone watched it at the same moment and broke immediately into like where their minds and where their ideology takes them. So that's where we are this morning. 7:27 on Wisconsin's Morning News. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow Jones Industrial Average back below 49,000. Closed at 48,996. The NASDAQ at 23,584. And the S&P 500 finished the day on Wednesday at 69.21. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth. Annex Private Client. Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, a weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market and how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. It's sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining us today, Jeff Salazinski, Executive Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, the insurance industry dynamic as ever. You got broker mergers, broker lawsuits and plenty of change out there as well. So let me rapid fire some questions at you and get your thoughts.
Great, Vince. Let's do it again.
So I read a headline recently that 2025 was the year of the big broker merger. What's going on?
The previous 5 years were dictated by smaller agency mergers. 2025 was the year the big national firms went into acquisition mode, closing some of the biggest deals on record.
So what was driving all this big broker activity?
The publicly traded firms need to show growth, so they bought it. They bought growth. And many in the private equity space needed an exit strategy, a liquidity event, so they sold out and brought in the next ownership group, who, of course, will eventually sell it as well.
So, Jeff, how does R&R take a look at all this broker merger activity?
Candidly, Vince, for R&R, it's good for our business. While our competitors are working internally on integration tasks, new systems, new leaders, new culture, new branding, we're out in the marketplace talking to buyers about 50 years of success, certainty, in managing risk in a complex market.
So good for your business.
Yes, Vince. The R&R business model is unique today. Stability and certainty in the risk management business is critical. M&A always brings a ton of change, much of it directed at the shareholders, not the clients. R&R represents 50 years of disciplined investment in the business and our employees, and always being there for our clients.
So why should a business work with R&R Insurance?
If your audience is looking for a better insurance purchasing experience, we'd love to speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Why settle for just a job when you can have a career in the exciting automobile industry? The Auto Dealers Association of Mega Milwaukee new car dealer members have service technicians, sales, administrative, and management positions available now. The first word in career is car, and one of the best places to find a great career opportunity is at an Adam member new car dealer.
For current great paying job opportunities, visit adam.com/jobs. That's ADAMM.com/jobs.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Protests this morning in Minnesota. But here I am. Crowds gathering in St. Paul after the shooting involving an ICE agent that left a 37-year-old woman dead. Federal officials say 37-year-old Renee Good was trying to hit the agent with her car, but local officials say video just doesn't show that. Investigators in Salt Lake City are hunting for suspects after a deadly shooting in a church parking lot. A funeral was taking place inside. Glenn Mills is with the Salt Lake City Police Department.
Some of the victims were taken by a private vehicle to a local hospital and dropped off before we were able to arrive. When police did arrive on scene, police and fire, the suspects had fled.
2 people were killed, 6 more are hurt, at least 3 are in critical condition. NASA says some of the astronauts aboard the International Space Station may have to cut their stay short, officials considering bringing them home, with one of them dealing with what's being described as a medical situation. This is ABC News.
And things are moving along okay. Obviously, we have delays out there and a few accidents, too. 4394 southbound, right about at Howard Avenue, off on the left shoulder. Still dealing with the crash there. On 794 eastbound, right at the ramp from Broadway, the right lane still blocked. You're trying to get through that, so be careful. We've also got an accident westbound 94 right at Moreland Road, off on the left shoulder. So for delays, we've got 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard, actually to Hawley Road, and then more delays heading right past the Moreland Road accident. And the eastbound side backing up out of the Zoo Interchange all the way to about Hawley Road. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your Storm Team forecast, we've got potentially heavy rain this afternoon and into the evening hours under increasing clouds, with a high of 51 degrees today. Scattered rain, isolated thunder possible tonight, and a low of 37. Milwaukee right now at 40. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, protests happening around the country last night. Local immigrants' rights organization Voces de la Frontera led a protest on Knapp Street here in Milwaukee outside the ICE office.
When immigrants are under attack, what do we
Other protests are planned in La Crosse and Madison for the coming days.
A woman from Hartford charged with hitting a 4-year-old with her car. This happened in West Bend. Monica Larson now facing charges, including a felony. She allegedly hit the toddler while looking for a parking spot at the Freighter West Bend Health Center earlier this week. The child suffered liver damage, but is expected to be okay.
Woman from Hartford charged with hitting a 4-year-old with her car in West Bend. The next story up, sorry about that. Jobs are slightly up across Wisconsin with the state's unemployment rate holding steady at 3.1%. Those employment numbers are from November. Data still being delayed after the federal government shutdown. Department of Workforce Development reporting job numbers were slightly down in industries like construction, manufacturing, and hospitality.
A bill that would provide PTSD coverage for part-time and volunteer firefighters is moving through the state legislature.
It's sponsored by State Senator Andre Jacques, who says first responders deserve the support as some deal with long-term trauma after responding to horrific accidents and medical emergencies. It unanimously passed committees in the Assembly and Senate and now heads to both chambers for a vote. A similar bill was signed into law 3 years ago, providing the same coverage for law enforcement and full-time firefighters. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Folks here in Wisconsin with a new option to travel to other Midwest cities, with Greyhound announcing it's launching new bus service from Chicago to Minneapolis, making stops across the Badger State, including Milwaukee, Wausau, and Chippewa Falls.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:34.
Do you have a spot that's too cold in the winter, but if you jack up the heat, the rest of the house is too warm? Vince Vitrano for USA Insulation. Time to get Jeff and his team out to your house. Proper insulation from USA forms a thermal barrier that maintains warmth in the winter and coolness in the summer. Time to get in on thousands of dollars of government efficiency credits. Jeff and his team at USA Insulation find the grants, rebates, reductions, and they discount the cost of your project up front. Get started at usainsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
I'm Dr. Jasmine Zapata, Chief Medical Officer for Community Health at the Wisconsin Department of Health Services. Every year in the U.S., about 21,000 lung cancer deaths are caused by radon, an odorless, tasteless, and colorless gas. 1 in 10 Wisconsin homes has high levels of radon. Does yours? Call 1-888-LOW-RADON or visit lowradon.org to learn more. Test, fix, save a life.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. I know, get the decorations down, get the wrapping paper put away. Let's get back on track. Let's plan out the rest of the winter and cool things to do during the spring and summer here in Wisconsin. Join me Saturdays at 1 p.m. for Experience Wisconsin. We will give you great ideas, introduce you to fun people, some of the best and brightest in our state. On this week's show, the town of Brookfield and Wisconsin's Elkhart Lake. It is Saturdays at 1 o'clock, Experience Wisconsin, right here on 620 WTMJ.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:36. Sports at 7:45, and we do Packers-Bears trivia with Tausch at 7:50.
Where's the worst place to get sick or to come down with something? Like you're on vacation or something. That's never good.
That's awful.
Right?
Yep,
You're staying in a hotel. Or worse, like staying with friends.
On a plane, that's no good.
Right. I don't mean necessarily throwing up or something. Just like when you come down with something.
Okay.
Where's the worst place to
Vacation.
be sick? Vacation. Or like that first time you got sick in college.
Oh.
And you were away from home. And
Now, was that your own doing,
and you
though?
called your mom. Not that kind of sick, like you had the flu or something.
All right.
No, then you didn't call your parents on that one. Well, how would you like to be sick in space? It's so bad for one of the astronauts on board the International Space Station that NASA is considering the unprecedented move of bringing everybody home, the full crew that's up there right now on the ISS, because of a medical issue involving one member of the 4-member team that's up there right now. NBC News had it this morning. I'm pulling this from the BBC. The unnamed crew member is described as stable, but the incident has already led to the last-minute cancellation of a spacewalk. Mission managers now weighing whether the safest option is to bring the entire Crew 11 team back to Earth months ahead of schedule. 3 members of another crew would remain on board. So it sounds like there are more than just these 4 who are on the ISS right now, but they are considered to be one crew.
Yeah.
It reads to me like an illness as opposed to like an acute injury or something like that.
But doesn't that happen from time to time? Like this can't be the first time.
Well, in the early days, I don't know if they still do this, but I know just because I kind of a history nerd when it comes to the space travel. Like
and
they
you've been
used
to space camp.
If you had a sniffle, like they scrubbed your mission.
Right, you wouldn't even go.
No,
right,
they didn't mess around with that. So I don't know whether that's still the case. And of course, you're sending people into space who might be there for almost a year. Right, so you have to assume that you're not always 100% healthy.
Right, someone might get ill at some point.
Somebody brings something. Although, if you're in this closed environment, how are there any viruses in the air or
good point.
that? So, I don't know, but I would just think like this is not, number one, not a spot where you want to be under the weather in any way. But certainly if it's very serious, the idea that they would bring the entire crew back spurs other questions I would have about what could be going on there and making this one crew member sick. So we'll update that story as we get more information. 7:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News. It's brought to you by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk. That's heard Saturdays at 10 right here on WTMJ.
When it comes to your money, confidence starts with clarity, and clarity starts with knowledge. That's where Annex Wealth Management comes in. Annex hosts engaging educational events all year long, covering retirement planning, strategies, estate portfolios, long-term care, and more. Whether you're just starting or preparing to retire, these events are designed to help you make smart, informed decisions.
I'm Dave Spano, CEO of Annex Wealth Management. We believe education is the foundation of a strong financial plan. That's why we offer a wide range of complimentary workshops and webinars that are open to the public and that are built to inform and not sell. It's part of our commitment as a fee-only fiduciary, always acting in your best interest.
And if you're about to or considering selling your business, you're likely experiencing a flood of questions and new priorities. Join WTMJ's Steve Scafidi and experts from the Annex Wealth Management team for a special webinar on January 20th. Selling a business, where to start. Click the events tab at annexwealth.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Time saver traffic at 20 to 8. Debbie.
Okay. Well, the accident on 794 eastbound right at the ramp from Broadway Street still has that right lane blocked. Tow truck is on the scene, though, so hopefully it'll be gone pretty soon. We do still have this accident westbound 94 right in the curve at the ramp from Moreland Road. It's off on the left shoulder, so give yourself some time heading through that. And then we've also got the crash on 4394 southbound at Howard Avenue on the left shoulder as well. As far as delays are concerned, eastbound 94 is just actually slowing down out of the Zoo interchange to Hawley Road. Westbound is backing up from 27th Street to Hawley Road, and again from Moreland Road all the way out towards Brookfield Road. And then on the bypass heading northbound, we've got from Beloit Road up to National Avenue, and then on westbound from the Mitchell interchange pretty much all the way to 68th. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
From TMJ Farm meteorologist Brenda Johnson, increasing cloud cover for our Thursday. Mild and breezy as temperatures top out in the low 50s. We look for widespread rain starting this afternoon and continuing into the evening. 1/2 inch to 1 inch worth of rain likely. We'll hold on to that scattered rain. Could even hear some thunder overnight. Mostly cloudy, breezy. We may surge into the mid-50s before falling into the mid-30s overnight. Slight chance for some morning rain and snow, becoming partly cloudy tomorrow with highs in the low 40s.
Right now at 40 in Milwaukee. I got some more numbers for you on Wisconsin's Morning News. Shootings, down. Aggravated assault, down. Carjackings, down. Car theft, down.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
News conference set for this morning. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson, Police Chief Jeffrey Norman, District Attorney Kent Lovern, Office of Violence Prevention Director Adam Procell. They've got the crime numbers from 2025 to announce, most of them trending in a positive direction. News conference coming up later this morning, but I've got a snapshot of the numbers from a source in the mayor's office. So those of you who have excellent judgment and choose to listen to our show, you get to hear them first.
Oh, there you go.
So, and I do want to say none of this is good per se. Like when you're talking about things like violent crime, any number of assaults, any number of shootings.
All bad, right?
Right. It's too many. One is too many. That said, the city is reporting significant progress in reducing all kinds of crime. Overall violent crime, according to this report from MPD in 2025, is down 22% year over year. So all the numbers I'm going to give you here are 2024 compared with 2023. Robberies down 28%. Aggravated assault down 22%. Non-fatal shootings down 19%. Carjackings down nearly 50%. 49% was the decline in carjackings between 2023 and 2024. Auto theft down 21%. Now, murders were up. We talked about this last week with Dr. Ken Harris from 101.7 The Truth. 10 more people were killed in the city than a year ago. It was 142 in 2025. It was 132 in 2024. And these aren't numbers. They're people.
Yeah.
People who were killed in Milwaukee. Too high. It is significantly lower than the record number of homicides in a single year for Milwaukee. That was in 2022 when we had 215. So MPD, I would expect, will point out today one other statistic. Homicide clearance rate in 2025 was 87%. And they say that's notably high. What that means is, okay, once someone does get killed and you call the police, they come in to investigate. And sometimes we don't always follow up on every one of these, or you don't necessarily hear, well, whatever happened? Did they ever find those people? Well, 87% means in 87% of the cases where someone was murdered, police were able to track down the suspects and were able to refer charges to the district attorney's office. What the new DA is doing with that, he'll be able to speak on that.
Oh, yep.
Remember, Kent Lovern was just installed this year as the new district attorney, so he's had about a year under his belt now, so he can react to these numbers as well. But significant reductions, that is good news, but plenty of work to do. That news conference set for 8:30 this morning at police headquarters. 7:44, sports up next.
For a senior lifestyle where comfort meets community. Welcome to the Waters of Pewaukee. WTMJ's Julia Fellow here. I want you to enjoy beautiful, spacious apartments, chef-prepared meals, and enriching daily activities that bring you joy and purpose. Whether it's independent living, assisted care, or memory support, you will find compassionate staff, modern, beautiful amenities, and the peace of mind you deserve at the Waters of Pewaukee. You are not just moving in, you are coming home. Schedule a tour and learn more today at thewaters.com.
The 6th annual Hales Corners Hometown Boat Show is on now at MW Marine. Check out the newest fishing boats from Lund, Vexus, and Ranger, all powered by Mercury Outboards. Grab a gorgeous 2026 model or save big on remaining 2025 Mercury-powered boats with substantial rebates. Demand is high, so get to MW Marine today. Free parking and free admission. Don't miss the Hometown Boat Show at MW Marine, MWMarine.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Green Bay is about to play Chicago in football for the 213th time Saturday. So given that, I don't know what else to say, right, about the storied matchup ongoing for more than a century. However, I had not heard this story before. Head coach Matt LaFleur, now in his 7th season with the Packers, was asked when he first really understood the depth of this rivalry.
Yeah, probably that first summer when I went down to Lake Geneva, and I was like, we're in Wisconsin, and saw these Bears fans and giving me a hard time.
First lesson there, coach, is you're almost not
I was
really
going to say,
in Wisconsin.
I mean, technically it is, I guess, but not really.
Right.
Lake
All
Geneva.
of us know Lake Geneva is mostly Illinois.
Might as well just go to the North Shore suburbs of Chicago.
Exactly. Also, and secondarily, yeah, you're going to take some from Bears fans wherever you go, on the field and off, in season and out. Meanwhile, as it pertains to preparing for Saturday's game, LaFleur praising the growth that he's seen in the Bears' second-year quarterback, Caleb Williams.
You got to be very careful when you're playing a player of his caliber in regards to what he is able to do. There's been situations, you see it all over tape, where, oh, there's no way this guy's going to get out of the pocket here. He gets out of the pocket. And then you hear that, well, you want to keep him in the pocket, and then he's making throws from in the pocket. So I just think he's progressed.
Certainly has. Weather for Chicago at this point, we're thinking like maybe snow. We are in for some snow on Saturday, but it's starting to look like it's an earlier in the day event, so maybe not snow during the game. Temperatures in the upper 20s to low 30s.
Shouldn't play a factor then?
Right.
So it'll be the talent on the field, not the weather conditions that affect the game.
I always like to see a little snow, though.
Yeah, it is fun. You're right. Especially at night.
Story rivalry. I'm sure there's a stat on how many times it snowed in the last 213 meetings.
And I'm sure Prime will tell us.
Yeah, they like
7
their
and 9.
stats,
Oh,
right?
yes.
And their probabilities.
And they'll show how many quarterbacks the Bears have had over the years.
That's an automatic graphic.
A big game for the Greek Freak, but it wasn't enough as the Bucks fall to the Warriors out west, 120-113. Giannis, 34 points, 10 rebounds. Kind of got into it with Draymond Green a couple of times. He talked about it after the game, how he's like still trying to work his relationship with how the referees handle him.
Like I don't want to oppose my will to the game because I'm not the type of the guy that will yell because you see a lot of players, they yell, and then they just get numb to it, right? So when I yell, it's almost like they're like surprised to give me a tech.
Up next, the Lakers tomorrow night. College hoops, sometimes it's just better to be lucky than good. Marquette Xavier, less than a minute to go. Golden Eagles down by 1. They had the ball, and it worked out.
James, top of the circle, fake the three, penetrates in the lane, throws up a wild shot with the left hand, missed it badly again, gets his own rebound, gets the Ben goal. He stuffs it. Oh, it finished perfectly. Don't ask me how. Marquette up a point. 45 seconds left. Xavier has to call timeout.
Ben Gold
great
with the jam. It worked, I guess. Eagles win 66-65.
Exactly the kind of bounces MU has not been getting for the measure of the season so far. Coming up next, we're going to have a little bit of fun with Tausch. Did you prepare the trivia?
Well, why? Why do it? If I say yes, does that make it not as exciting as if someone else
I was
did?
just making sure that I wasn't supposed to do that. We have Packers-Bears trivia with Tausch up next.
It finished perfectly. Don't ask me how. ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Well, for your New Year's resolution, the sky is the limit with Pella's 0% interest for 4 years finance offer. No payments, no interest for 4 years. Think of everything you can do in 4 years. Get a college degree, raise your toddler until they're ready for school, and serve a full term as president. Start your own journey toward meeting your personal goals and enjoy Pella's highest quality products with exclusive features custom made for your home. This deal ends January 31st, so schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
It's time. It's time your ad dollar reached far more than you thought possible. And it's time your ad message made a dramatic impact on your bottom line. The results we brought our small business clients are significant, and there's no reason we can't bring you the same success, no matter what your ad budget is. So go to Anderson-Smith.com, hit the Contact Us button, email me, and I will call you in short order, because it is time. Anderson-Smith.com. We help small business advertisers get better results. If you're buying and creating advertising for your small business, but you're not sure how to make it work, then I want you to know we can make radio or TV advertising work for you. Both are very powerful media, and both can be affordable. And we have a laundry list of notable long-term clients who will vouch for us. So if you have an interest in increasing the chances of your small business's advertising success, go to Anderson-Smith.com, hit the Contact Us button, send me a quick email, and I'll call you in short order. That's Anderson-Smith.com. We help small business advertisers get better results.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking the roads with Debbie at 7:51.
All right. Well, looks like we've got an issue on northbound 43 at Hampton. They may have to close off some lanes. There's some debris in the roadway. Can't tell if it's like tire debris. Not sure. Anyway, it's still slow from Hampton all the way down past the Locust area. Northbound's backed up from Fond du Lac Avenue up past North Avenue. On southbound 4394, we've got a crash at Howard Avenue. It's been there all morning, but no delays really with that. The northbound side, though, is slowing down right around the Plainfield curve up towards Oklahoma Avenue. And then an accident on 94 westbound at Moreland Road should just about be all cleared out of the way. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast brought to you by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Could get some heavy rain this afternoon. Rain is likely with a high of 51 degrees. Scattered rain, isolated thunder overnight, low down to 37. Slight chance of that rain lingering into the morning with maybe some snow mixed in tomorrow and a high of 43. Milwaukee at 39.
Idea Man.
The messaging all week from everybody is clean slate.
Innovator.
Whatever has happened in the past is in the past.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
Are we going to be content with the injuries to Tucker and to Micah and to Devontae? If we could just ruin the Bears season, and then if we lose to Seattle, are we content because my friends were content.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News, sponsored by Kohler Services and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
All right, Tausch, you ready?
I'm always ready for you boys.
Okay, obviously there's a huge game on Saturday night, Packers-Bears, so we have to get into the mood and do some trivia.
Ooh, good start.
Vince Lombardi and George Hallis. Two men you'd likely see at Mass on any other Sunday or bellied up at a local watering hole, spinning some yarns. But on this day, these leaders of men, forever foes on the gridiron. How's that? Is that a good start?
Oh, well done.
You're trying for John Facenda there, right? The old NFL Films voice guy, right?
Yeah. I don't know if he was trying to be that or just go with that style.
Okay, the style was definitely there.
Okay. All right. Well, then you got the style. Okay, you got the first question right. All right. The last time the Packers and Bears faced each other in the playoffs, January 2011, the title game. Remember, the Green Bay ended up winning, going on to the Super Bowl and beating the Steelers. That was 15 years ago. These two teams have only played once before in the postseason. How many years ago was that first postseason meeting? Was it A, 48 years ago, B, 65, or C, 85 years ago, the first time these two teams met in the postseason?
Okay, can you help me with math? Because I think it was 1943. So what is 2010 minus to 19?
No, go from 2020 right now. How many years ago from now?
Oh, okay. So if we're doing that.
50, 60, 75. It's the 80-something, right? Yeah.
All right,
so let's go with the 81.
Okay, sounds good. C, 85 is correct. They played each other in 1941. It was actually the first time there was ever a playoff in the NFL. Because these teams tied in the Western Division. So since they tied, they had to have a winner to play the Giants in the Eastern Division. So this was the first ever. It was the debut edition of the playoffs. And it was Packers-Bears 1941. And it was a week after Pearl Harbor. So there was a lot going on in the world in that moment. The Bears won.
Could you imagine your guys' show if you were doing that back in 1941? You're covering Pearl Harbor and you're covering that.
Oh.
We used to talk about that when I worked in Green Bay. It was like, and Green Bay is very Catholic, like 80-some% Catholic. What if the Packers won the Super Bowl and the Pope was in Green Bay for Mass? What's your lead story?
Ooh.
Still think it's packed.
That's a full week.
All right. Next one.
Isn't that crazy? That it's been, you have the longest running NFL tradition, right? And you have all these games, and it's that big of a spread between playoff games.
I couldn't believe it was only twice.
Well, I think
that's crazy.
There's only been like 5 years where both teams were even in the playoffs.
That's true, right? There has been a seesaw of when they've been bad, we've been good, and vice versa.
Yep. No
How
doubt.
many players have played for both the Packers and the Bears? How many players? A, 9, B, 19, or C, 29?
I was just automatically going with the higher number, Tausch, wouldn't you think?
I would think 29, but that seems too easy. I am going to go 19.
All right, I'm going 29.
B is correct, 19. Okay, here's a question for you. I have the list right here. How many can you name?
All right, I can name Edgar Bennett.
All right, got one.
Hunter Hillenmeyer.
I'm not seeing Hillenmeyer on here. He played for the Pack?
He did, yes.
Well, then this Wikipedia list I have is incorrect. Then.
Maybe Vinny. You know what? Maybe I should shut up so I'm right. I don't get to 29. All right, I don't know anymore. Who else you got?
Who's that cat? McMichael?
Jim McMahon.
Well, Jim McMahon. There's a bunch of tight ends.
Martellus Bennett.
Correct.
McMichael, who am I thinking of? He was crazy. Bears defender for many years, then played once he had a cup of coffee with the Packers.
He's on the list. Yep, correct.
Yeah, the tight end we just had a couple years ago. What the heck?
Robert Tonyan, yep.
Tunyon, Bobby Tunyon, yep.
There's still a couple other tight ends you should know.
Big defensive end, too. Big signing.
Peppers.
Julius Peppers.
Yep. Julius Peppers, yep.
Mm-hmm. You guys are doing
How
good.
has there only been 19? Now, if this was Minnesota, it'd be 110. They always pick up everybody.
Okay. All right, let's move on.
Just put them on a bus to the cities.
These two franchises, their first game they played was November 27th, 1921. Chicago won the game 20-0. What was the name of that Chicago team? A, Bears, B, Staleys, C, Cardinals, or D, Halistenics?
I feel like Staley's is the right answer here.
Really? Now, there was a Chicago Cardinals, though, yes? And that
Yes,
was
there
the
was.
franchise that ultimately moved to
the St.
St.
Louis.
Louis.
Yeah.
Yep,
And now
it just
Arizona.
feels like we used to do trivia all the time, and I kind of felt like I had a pretty good vibe on how Bilstad works. He's going to throw you one that it's like, oh, it's a no-brainer, but it's too easy. So then go with the second one. That's why, because I was thinking Cardinals too. I'm going to go Staley's.
Well, I know it's not halistenics, so I'll stick with Tausch on this one.
All right, you got it. It was the Staleys. Okay. Last one. How many games did Packers offensive lineman Mark Tauscher play against the Bears? Do you want the multiple choice, or will that make it too easy?
No, I do want it.
A.
Go ahead.
12. B. 25. Or C. 17.
I'm going to say 17.
I'm going to also say 17. That was what I was going to say, but you're obviously a little bit more plugged into this one, Tausch.
So I did ask ChatGPT because there's no record of this, Tausch, and it walked through which years you weren't playing because of injury and all that stuff, and it came up with 17 as the number.
That sounds right. Yeah, that sounds right. 11 years. I 2 years with ACL. So, yeah, I think that the math on that is probably 25 was going to be too many. So 17 seemed right.
All right, I think you know your history. Well done.
Yeah, Tausch did a good job. I didn't help much. I smoked you out on halistenics, though. You made that up.
You did. I was going to say calisthenics, and then when you said no way, I thought, you know what, he's got to be right on that one.
You got to be right.
Thank you, Tausch.
All right, boys.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Franklin officials have taken a step toward restarting a 25-acre mixed-use project near the Ballpark Commons. A new agreement with the developer calls for a spring groundbreaking and offers $15 million in incentives. The Milwaukee Bucks' TV partner Main Street Sports missed January payments to the NBA team and 12 others. The company, which operates the FanDuel Sports Network, has purportedly lost roughly $20 million in 2025. And West Bend is reviewing plans for a 72-acre neighborhood with single-family homes, two-family villas, and townhomes. I'm Addison Lathers from MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, founder of the Neal Group and best-selling author on how to have less stress with the IRS. Happy New Year. Hopefully you enjoyed the holidays and spent time relaxing. Now it's tax time. I know. It's not the most wonderful time of the year, wondering if you are getting a refund or owe, waiting for all the forms to come, and wondering what is deductible. Control the situation instead of letting it control you. Let us help you understand all the new tax laws, how they affect you, and how to take advantage of them. Last year, we helped Janet and Norm go from owing $43,000 to getting a $500 refund. We can help you, too. The first meeting is free. Call now, 414-325-2040, or visit nealgroup.net. You earned it. We help you keep it. That's 414-325-2040 or nealgroup.net.
Real James Imaging Systems clients. You've heard them right here on the radio for years. For instance, Chris Willems, office manager with Previan Law Firm.
I like the fact that the company is local and I can always get a hold of my representative who I have on speed dial or I have a cell phone.
Then there's James Imaging Systems client Preston Clark, who oversees IT services at Creative Business Interiors.
If I do need service, they're here almost within 4 hours every time. I've never had an issue
where I'm like, where is that guy?
James Imaging Systems Business Technology client Lori Salzman, Vice President of Enterprise Services at Junior Achievement of Wisconsin.
I've never met an organization that is so responsive to make sure that we are up and running all the time for us to be more efficient and allow us to focus more on the work that we do for helping young people.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. To learn more, visit jamesimaging.com.
Transform your home today. Exterior Pros. Trust the pros.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just after 8 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, January 8th, our top story, a deadly ICE shooting leading to protests nationwide.
I'm Erik Bilstad, improving conditions in state prisons.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and we've got a few issues out there. First of all, we've got a couple of broken down vehicles on 43 right around Port Washington Road, actually the ramp from Port Washington Road to 43 northbound. So watch out for that. We've also got some debris in the roadways northbound 43 at Hampton. We've got delays with an accident on 4394 southbound right at Howard Avenue. The northbound side's also backing up right around the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. We got a crash on 43 southbound the Rock Freeway right past Highway 100 off on the right shoulder. We also have an accident still being worked on westbound 94 at Moreland Road, so give yourself some extra time there. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your Storm Team forecast going to be rainy by this afternoon, rain going into the evening hours. A high of 51 degrees today, scattered rain continuing overnight with some isolated thunder and a low of just 37. Right now at 39, and from the WTMJ Breaking News Center. A lot of protesting overnight following the deadly ICE shooting in Minneapolis on Wednesday, in which officials say a woman threatened agents with her vehicle. ABC's Alex Perez.
Minneapolis public schools have canceled classes today and tomorrow out of an abundance of caution. They say this is at least the third ICE-involved shooting since increased enforcement began.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem saying the shooting was justified and argues the agent feared for his life. Witnesses suggest the woman was just trying to get away from agents and was not obstructing them.
ICE!
Hundreds gathering in Milwaukee and for a protest and vigil to the matter and to the shooting. Reverend Paul Erickson speaking.
I invite us all just to take a moment of silence as we remember the life of Renee Nicole Good.
Other protests are planned in the coming days.
Police in Utah are on the hunt still for a suspect accused of shooting 8 people at a church service, killing 2 of them. Salt Lake City Police Chief Brian Redd.
Obviously, someone who did what just took place here is a dangerous individual, and we do want to get them off the streets as soon as possible.
And police say they don't think the attack was targeted at members of the Mormon faith, nor even that religion was a factor, but they also don't believe the attack was random. 2 other victims in critical condition.
President Trump wants to ban institutional investors from buying single-family homes.
In a social media post, the president said people live in homes, not corporations. He said banning institutional investors from buying homes would help make houses more affordable for Americans. Many experts say those institutional purchases have reduced the housing supply, driving up prices. But the nonpartisan think tank, the American Enterprise Institute, says banning corporations from buying homes may hurt more than help because they buy and renovate derelict homes, then put them back on the market. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Milwaukee Public Schools varsity basketball coach suspended. Allegations of slapping a student. This was at Milwaukee School of Languages during practice before holiday break. School says an investigation is underway. An assistant coach was appointed to lead the varsity team.
In Madison, lawmakers are being urged to pass legislation to improve conditions in all jails and prisons across the state.
One bill would cap costs on most personal hygiene products for inmates, while another measure would require the Department of Corrections to provide free menstrual products. Supporters like the Wisconsin Justice Initiative say while the DOC currently offers some of these products, access is not guaranteed, leading leading to health concerns. Similar legislation has failed to pass, but both of these measures are receiving bipartisan support. The bills still need approval in both the Assembly and Senate. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Leadership changes coming in Waukesha County. The clerk there, Meg Wartman, retiring following a cancer diagnosis. She's served as the Waukesha's chief election official since 2018. County Board Chairman will appoint a new clerk in spring to serve out the remainder of that term. Waukesha County Sheriff Erik Severson also planning to retire when his term ends in January of 2027.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 8:07. Coming up, a year of celebrations for this local institution.
News is brought to you by Axis Legal. Worn down by work? Contact Axis Legal, AXIS Legal, today.
Day after day, year after year, the heavy lifting, the repetitive motion, and now your body feels it. Your back, your knees, your quality of life.
At Axis Legal, we stand up for people worn down by work.
Workers' comp is our sole focus, and our team has recovered more than $35 million for Wisconsin workers. From sudden accidents to pain that builds over years of hard work, we're dedicated to fighting for the benefits you're entitled to. If you've been worn down by work, contact Axis Legal for a risk-free consultation.
Search AXIS Legal today.
Education changes everything. It opens doors, shapes futures, and builds the foundation for our children's success. At City Ford Collective, we're working to transform our city's schools and ensure every Milwaukee child receives the high-quality education they deserve. We've taken real steps forward, but our work is far from done. This giving season, we're asking you to join us. Together, we can secure a stronger future for our children and a stronger future for Milwaukee. To support our mission, visit cityforwardcollective.org/donate. That's cityforwardcollective.org/donate.
Keep the comfort in and the weather out with beautiful new windows and doors from Siding Unlimited. For ideas, go to our Siding Unlimited Instagram page. For a free estimate and honest price guarantee, go to sidingunlimited.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:09.
As the indefinite wait continues for the full release of files related to Jeffrey Epstein, some lawmakers and Epstein survivors want the Department of Justice's internal watchdog to investigate how the agency is and has been handling the files. More from CBS Justice correspondent Scott McFarland.
Really a growing wave. A group of U.S. senators of both parties, watchdog groups, and some Epstein survivors are asking the U.S. Department of Justice's Inspector General, the internal watchdog, to investigate whether the department is breaking the law by how it's releasing or not releasing the Jeffrey Epstein case files, or if they're selectively, politically releasing them. No response from the agency.
Remember, lawmakers passed legislation. It's a federal law requiring the department to release its records on Epstein by December 19th. Government lawyers told the judge this week that only 1% of the files have been reviewed and released so far.
It was a year ago when Burlington native Caitlin Morrell and her family had to evacuate the Pacific Palisades home because of the wildfires raging through California. Well, a year later, her family still without a house.
The home remains standing, but unsuitable for living. For Morale, the feeling of home is fading.
I feel detached from it.
Morale hasn't slept in her own bed in a year, living in multiple Airbnbs and battling through 5 different insurance adjusters.
It's a strange feeling when you live in someone else's house with all their things.
She hopes to be back in her home in April.
Knowing that we don't have a point of contact assigned to us right now, it's making me a little skeptical.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:10.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for Tri-County Contracting. Yes, the new year is upon us. Yes, you have things you need to do. in and around your house. One of them could be taking a look at that roof. So if you're starting to plan for your budget, you want to determine what that's going to look like, go to TriCountyContractingWI.com right now because they have that instant roof quote button. You click on the button, you type in your address, put in your name, and they'll tell you how much it's going to cost. It's that easy. Then you can plan, then you can have them over to the house, and you guys walk through that process. TriCountyContractingWI.com. They've been around for more than 40 years, offering worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. TriCountyContractingWI.com.
Close your eyes and picture Europe by water. Sunlit ports, ancient cities, and effortless elegance. With Viking cruises and Fox World Travel, the Mediterranean becomes your front porch. No crowds, no casinos, just culture, cuisine, and curated experiences designed for curious travelers. From Italy to Greece, every detail is handled, so all you do is savor the journey. Ready to sail Europe the refined way? Call 866-GO-FOX-GO or visit foxworldtravel.com to book today.
Time saver traffic at 8:13. Debbie.
All right. Eastbound on 94, we've got delays from just before 84th Street all the way to Hawley Road. Westbound is backing up from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. We've got a crash on 43 southbound, the Rock Freeway, right past Highway 100. It is off on the right shoulder, so watch out for that. And we've also got this other accident that's been there all morning on 4394 southbound, right at Howard Avenue. As far as delays are concerned, we've got eastbound 894 out of the Hale interchange to Loomis, and northbound 4394 from the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Going to be rainy. It looks like by this afternoon, rain could be heavy at times. It is likely with a high of 51 degrees. We have scattered rain continuing overnight, maybe some thunder overnight as well, and a low of 37. Milwaukee is at 39.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Is it a sign of things to come? So the safe assumption is yes, but one of the biggest newspapers, oldest newspapers, to announce it's going to cease publications. Owners of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette announcing this week they will cease operations in May, shuttering one of the oldest newspapers in the country. The staff was informed on Wednesday. A couple of reasons for this. They cite sustained financial losses, labor strife, and the decline of the local news economy in explaining the move. So there's a lot involved in it. Of course, one of the biggest issues there is really that need or that ability to make money selling a newspaper online and whether or not that can be done. Not that it may not be desired, the information, but whether or not you can actually have a sustainable business model doing so.
So when you say they're shutting down, like that's it? No more online, no more this, no more nothing.
Correct. In the video to workers, the owners say non-union members who chose to continue working until closing will have severance packages available. They plan to work with union reps to determine unionized employee packages as well. So there are going to be an expectation, or at least a hope, that many folks will work through the end of the operation. For one of the oldest newspapers in the country, of course, so this would be like the Journal-Sentinel in some ways. I mean, they're not apples and apples, but I mean, long-time institution. Of course, the Journal and the Sentinel, I get all that, but I'm just talking in general. Like It's a paper that has beats. They have a sports contingent, of course, with the Steelers, just like we have with the Packers. They have the Pirates. We have the Brewers, all of that as well. And can no longer be sustainable. So the operations will cease.
So a couple of things. I mean, some of it's nostalgia. I no longer have a print subscription to the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, even though I would prefer to...
Right.
That paper. There's nothing like, the cup of coffee in the morning paper. And granted, with the hours that we work, that's not a daily thing.
It's easier on the eyes.
Yeah, I just enjoyed having the paper. The other thing that I've found in my digital-only subscription is I miss things. See,
yes.
You'll come in and say, well, did you see that JS had him? I didn't see that. So when you had the paper, like I had a method. I read this part
Right,
first,
yep,
and that, the sections and all of that. And so some of it's just, but that's ship has long since sailed. Milwaukee Journal Sentinel is still in print, but by the time you get it, because of the nature of what we do, where we need our information right away, by the time I would get the print edition for the weekends, it was like I read all these stories already. So that just sort of went out. But beyond nostalgia is the journalism. And I think this is the larger concern, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's for so many years across the country, not in one city in particular, like the newspapers were the ones leading the news cycle. They were the ones that were breaking all of the news, and the radio and the TV would always follow. Now, that's changed a little bit, depending on where you live, but for the most part, that has generally been where you're learning what's happening behind the scenes or at City Hall or in some of these council meetings that nobody goes to or doesn't have the staff to go to. I mean, that's where all of that information, that stuff that like you wouldn't know about or wouldn't have heard about otherwise, right? That's how it came to light.
That's where I think we'll feel it the most as newspapers, and even those who haven't gone under or ceased operations have certainly cut back on their staffs that do exactly what you said, the little stuff. And actually, the Journal Communications used to own the community newspapers as well, and that's what went under. Like when I was a kid, like the Tosa News Times once a week was how you got this is what's happening locally in Wauwatosa. And it was more than just pictures of the kids and youth sports and stuff. It was, although that was a big part of it. But yeah, it was the Wauwatosa Common Council meetings and the whatever else. And to exactly your point, I think we have a nice news operation here. We have the largest radio newsroom in the state. But our ability to send someone to the South Milwaukee Common Council meeting or the zoning and neighborhoods development meeting downtown or whatever, like we don't have people like the papers used to in large part sitting there monitoring those beats and in the small stuff out of which the big stuff comes.
So will there be a new source of receiving all the information that you can get or that you want, and then of course that you can trust? Is there going to be that entity that exists? I mean, obviously that trust thing is huge because there's always going to be multiple entities that claim that whatever is presented is BS, because that's just the way we live now. I'm not suggesting that wasn't an opinion. I'm just suggesting that that's part of the deal. But is there going to be a new method? Like, what would be the new sustainable, successful news receiving method that us consumers would be willing to pay for and then appreciate and be sustainable?
A couple of things there. Number one, nobody wants to pay for anything online.
Well, right.
But
we do, though.
A limited, subscription to this, that, or the other. But
I push back on that only a little bit because when Napster went down many, many years ago, I made fun of that. But then,
we'll
Apple
talk about that tomorrow.
Apple proved that, oh, no, you can pay for things. And people did and do.
Because the alternative, in that case, the alternative became unavailable or was about to, because when Napster went down, it was like, you will be criminally prosecuted for this. You're stealing stuff. But I do think there's a general aversion to like, well, if I can find this online for free, otherwise, why would I pay you to publish it, whatever. I think this idea of an aggregation or a one source that has brought together all sorts of different stories might be going away. I think that's bad, but you just look at today. Early this morning, I was trying to find actual video so I could use the sound here on the radio of protesting that happened overnight in Minneapolis, right?
Yeah.
And one of the problems with online is you don't know what's real and what's not. I don't recognize landmarks necessarily. This could be video from 15 years ago that you're looking up.
And people like to send that back out.
Hard to trust it, right? But I was looking for it, so I saw a number of different sources, and I was able to verify some. But then I'm like, all right, well, let me go to some trusted, quote-unquote, trusted sources where I know that if they've posted it online, this was happening. I went to all four of the major TV operations, local TV news operations in Minneapolis. You got KARE 11 is the NBC, WCCO is CBS, KSTP is ABC, and Fox 9. Went to all of them to their X feeds. Now, maybe they have it in other places, but not a one of them had inside the protest video, in the moment stuff that I was seeing all over the place from other either independent journalists or just people who were there.
Do you think that was a decision made because of staffing or because of
Yeah, they either just weren't outfitted for that. They didn't have someone there. That person who was there was working on their TV story for the morning news and not in the moment, posting on X or whatever. So for whatever reason, what I'm saying is what we're seeing now, if you want real information from the source and you can trust it, a lot of times just regular old folks being in stuff are presenting things in ways that we don't anymore.
The thing that gets me, and I know we got to get to Debbie here, but what if, it's going to sound really silly, but what if the Pittsburgh Pirates win the World Series next year? How awesome that would be for a team that has been awful for 1 billion years to win the World Series, shock the world, hell freezes over, and the Post-Gazette is not around to give you that headline.
Yeah.
Right? That keg party headline, deep cut for those who know what I'm talking about there. My kid is a runner, and he made the local newspaper last year in just one random picture that a parent of ours, a friend of ours found, and went and bought 5 of them at the local Walgreens.
Right.
And he's got it. He's got the clipping up on it, and it's just sitting in his room. We don't even get that stuff anymore. That's still, there's something about that, right? And that's disappearing. I don't know, that's nostalgia, but it's also kind of it shows how quick we move on to the next thing that okay, well.
And that even if we decide this is a better way to disseminate and receive information and all of that stuff, that doesn't mean there isn't loss there.
Yeah, right.
That something is not.
Correct, yeah.
I mean, look at my dad's the same way with tickets. I want a ticket to something. What if something historic happens at this game and I got my barcode on my phone? That's not a ticket.
You can buy a program.
Yeah, I guess, right.
Oh,
and there
funny.
are ways that you can go. But, some of those things, is it more convenient? It's all on your phone. It's easy now. The bing, bing, bing. That's fine. But, how many ticket stubs do you have saved? I got a few.
I got some for concerts, too, yeah.
And that's sort of gone.
Yeah.
8:23 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Debbie, what's happening on the roads?
Well, we still have an accident on 43 southbound the Rock Freeway, just past Highway 100. It's off on the right shoulder, so just be careful if you're heading through that area. Otherwise, we've got westbound 94 backing up from 27th Street to Hawley Road, eastbound slowing down from 84th Street almost to Hawley Road, and then again coming out of the stadium interchange. Eastbound 894, we've got backups from Forest Home all the way to Loomis. The westbound side is actually looking okay, and we do still have this accident up on the board, 4394 southbound right at Howard Avenue off on the left shoulder. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The 6th annual Hales Corners Hometown Boat Show is on now at MW Marine. Check out the newest fishing boats from Lund, Vexus, and Ranger, all powered by Mercury Outboards. Grab a gorgeous 2026 model or save big on remaining 2025 Mercury-powered boats with substantial rebates. Demand is high, so get to MW Marine today. Free parking and free admission. Don't miss the Hometown Boat Show at MW Marine, MWMarine.com.
It is not always easy to afford, going out these days. So let's bring the party and the fun to your house with Matrix Basement Finishing. Brent and my team at Matrix will help you build that basement that you've always wanted. A feature wall, the bar, the game room, full of different things and high-end finishes. No stress in hosting because this is the space designed to entertain in your home, and it's all right there. Build a basement that helps you build relationships. I said I've had Brent and Josh from Matrix at my house. They sat at my kitchen table, creating this whole plan, mapping out just how affordable they can make it with monthly payments and financing options. You can even defer all of that and not pay a dime until 2028. Let's get this project started. Tell them Vinny sent you. MatrixBasements.com.
Why settle for just a job when you can have a career in the exciting automobile industry? The Auto Dealers Association of Mega Milwaukee new car dealer members have service technicians, sales, administrative, and management positions available now. The first word in career is car, and one of the best places to find a great career opportunity is at an Adam member new car dealer.
For current great paying job opportunities, visit adam.com/jobs. That's ADAMM.com/jobs.
Start the new year right with Norwalk Furniture on sale now at Ken Michaels Furniture. Save 35% on showroom pieces that are ready for immediate delivery, or in just 35 days, you can create a look that reflects your unique style with over 850 fabric and leather options and comfort levels From cuddling to extra firm support, Norwalk Furniture's American roots go back over 102 years. For better quality American-made upholstery, shop the Norwalk Upholstery Sale at any Ken Michaels Furniture locations in Greenfield, Brookfield, or downtown. Better days start with a better night's sleep on a mattress from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in Milwaukee, our mattresses are custom built to your needs. We have all the comfort and firmness options to give you your best night's rest. Buying direct from our factory showrooms will save you up to 50% compared to national brands. Shop today during our New Year's sale at Ken Michaels Furniture for over 75 years of uncompromising quality, local factory direct saving, and your best night's sleep.
8:27 on Wisconsin's morning news. The other thing about the paper, I mean, this was back when I was first started over at TMJ4 News, and I grew up here, so a lot of friends and family now see me start to pop up on the news and write whatever. So my grandparents on the south side, on my mother's side, well, they were all very proud and whatnot, but I remember my one grandma in particular, anytime I ended up in the paper, she would call me. And I could end up in the paper one of two ways. Like there was some industry news. Very rarely would I get written about for any one thing or another. But sometimes, well, you got a promotion or you go to...
The morning show is going to start at 4:30 a.m. right now.
Yes, right. And there'd be a quote from me in there. Or if more often than that would be, you'd see me in a picture at a news conference or whatever. You'd popped up in the paper from time. So you're in the background, and Mike DeSisti or whoever over at the paper has got this wide shot of a news conference, and there's, standing there with your little mic or whatever.
Mouth half open.
When Glenn Robinson, remember he played for the Bucks, and the big dog got rung up on some charges in Illinois, and we had to go down to court to cover it. I remember front page above the fold, and the court appearance was on Saturday, so this is the Sunday Milwaukee Journal. I suppose it was Journal Sentinel at that point. My head was bigger than Big Dog's because I was out in front of this scrum.
You're closer to the camera.
I was closer to the camera, and it was like my face. And then also Glenn Robinson was there, and all these others.
Red and sweaty.
But anyway, back to my grandma. Anytime I was in the paper, she would call me and say, "They had you in the paper." I'm like, Grandma, I'm on TV every day. If you think that's nope. When I was in the paper,
awesome.
That was a big deal. Something to write home about or to give me a call. 8:29. They had you in the paper on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Recently, a seller that unfortunately ended up choosing another agent called me. She said she made a mistake, and what she was expressing to me sounded like she kind of was bullied into signing with him. Is it typical? Not always, but it will never happen when you hire a Century 21 Benefit Realty agent. I want our agents to be able to look in the mirror and say, I'd want to work with me. Not because they're good at saying what you want to hear or offer the lowest commission, but because of trust. Because if you're not feeling that from your agent, that's a problem. And I don't want that. At 1.9% on the listing side of your sale with our commission capped at $19,000, Century 21 Benefit Realty leads with a very fair and transparent commission structure with maximum marketing that can get your home sold fast and for the best price. And saving money matters, but working with someone who will tell you exactly what you need to know up front, that creates trust. And that matters too. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Between all the holiday parties,
weekend tailgates,
and family get-togethers,
we've been overindulging a little more than usual over the holidays. But now, we are starting the new year off on a healthier note by taking Active Liver supplements from New Nordic every day.
Active Liver contains a powerful blend of turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke extract, all natural ingredients that help protect the liver so that it can protect you from toxins. It's like giving my body a daily detox. I've never felt better, and my energy is through the roof.
And my doctor is already impressed with how much better my numbers are looking. So if better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today and start the year off knowing you're giving your liver some well-deserved relief.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com. Or pick some up today at your local CVS, ShopRite, Meijer Grocery. Are now available at Wegmans. New year, new you, new Nordic.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com. Miss any part of the show? Get the Wisconsin's Morning News podcast sent directly to you. Text Vince to the WTMJ Talk and Text line.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Fresh protests this morning in Minneapolis after an ICE agent shot and killed a woman there yesterday. Protesters outside a federal building getting into some fights with law enforcement. ABC's Alex Perez is there.
Minneapolis public schools have canceled classes today and tomorrow out of an abundance of caution. They say this is at least the third ICE-involved shooting since increased enforcement began.
Federal officials say the officer fired in self-defense. They say the victim, 37-year-old Renee Good, was using her car as a weapon. Local officials and many witnesses say that is not what they saw on video. Police in Salt Lake City are still looking for suspects after two were killed in a police shooting at a funeral this morning at a Mormon meeting house. 2 people were killed and 6 more are hurt. Some sort of medical issue aboard the International Space Station has forced the cancellation of a spacewalk today. Now NASA says it could bring home some astronauts early. This is ABC News.
Well, we've got an accident on the Rock Freeway southbound, just south of Highway 100, right about at the county line. It's off on the right shoulder. We've got westbound 94 backing up from 27th Street all the way to Hawley Road. Eastbound's backed up from 84th Street to Hawley. Other than that, we've got one other accident still up on the board, 4394 southbound at Howard Avenue, and it is still off on the left shoulder, so watch out for that. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast, a high of 51 degrees today. Rain in the afternoon and into the evening. Scattered rain overnight with isolated thunder and a low of 37. Milwaukee right now at 40. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, somehow nobody was hurt. A parking garage floor collapsed on Milwaukee's east side. This was Wednesday night, Empire apartment complex near Knapp and Astor. A person was trying to park his car there when part of the garage floor just caved in, opened up a giant hole. The car fell down the hole, but the guy was able to get out. Department of Neighborhood Services now assessing the structural integrity of the building.
A 4-year-old child injured but expected to be okay after being hit by a car in West Bend. A woman from Hartford allegedly hit the child while looking for a parking spot at Freighter West Bend Health Center on Monday. Monica Larson now facing charges.
A western Wisconsin community could soon have fresh drinking water once again following years of concerns over so-called forever chemicals.
For 5 years, more than 1,500 people in the town of Campbell have had to drink, cook, and brush their teeth with bottled water due to PFAS contamination in the water supply. The chemicals came from open burn pits once used at the nearby La Crosse airport to test PFAS-containing firefighting foam. Now, the U.S. Department of Agriculture says the town will receive $40 million in loans and grants to build a whole new water system, which town leaders hope will be functioning by the end of this year. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Governor Evers appoints a new judge to Branch 31. This is after Judge Hannah Dugan resigned. Milwaukee County Prosecutor Owen Petrowski was originally selected to take over Branch 38 when Judge Jeffrey Wagner retired in March. He will now move to this spot so that the normal court processes can resume.
A bill that would provide PTSD coverage for part-time and volunteer firefighters is moving forward through the Wisconsin State Legislature.
It's sponsored by State Senator Andre Jacques, who says first responders deserve the support as some deal with long-term trauma after responding to horrific accidents and medical emergencies. It unanimously passed committees in the Assembly and Senate and now heads to both chambers for a vote. A similar bill was signed into law 3 years ago, providing the same coverage for law enforcement and full-time firefighters. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
News about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management market update. Everything in the red as we get underway on Wall Street. The Dow is down 109, the NASDAQ off 91, and the S&P down 10.
Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Coming up, happening right now, Milwaukee mayor and other city leaders talking about some startlingly good crime statistics. We'll go there live next.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. Well, here we are. It is 2026. Remember last year when you said never again? Did it work? You didn't start your business to spend lots of time doing bank reconciliations, cash flow projections, or inventory analysis. Let us help you keep your New Year's resolution to stay on top of your finances and keep your books up to date. Don't do the same thing this year and expect different results. Start the year off on the right foot by calling the Neal Group to help you understand your numbers and make them better. You earned it. we help you keep it. Call 414-325-2040 now to set up a meeting to see how you can make 2026 the best year ever. The first meeting is free. That's 414-325-2040 or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. They are the real deal. My wife had a recent back issue, went to Orthopedic Hospital, used the doctors, used the facility, used the physical therapist. It was all a piece of cake. Beautiful facilities, incredible people, top docs in the area, highest patient satisfaction ratings. Orthopedic specialists are available to care for every part of your body. Go to the website, OHOW.com, OHOW.com. Request an appointment. Advanced diagnostics, great place. It's Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin.
Every year I make the same resolutions.
What, get rid of your husband?
Don't be silly. No, get organized. And I'm finally keeping it.
Because we're turning that cluttered closet into a custom space that actually works.
More shelves, better hanging.
Space for shoes and sanity.
Start the new year with a closet that makes your mornings easier.
It's one resolution you don't have to do alone. We'll design it with you.
Get started at InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Inspired Closets.
A wife and husband team.
8:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Shootings, aggravated assault, carjackings, car theft. Down, 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 down.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
City leaders, including right now, you're hearing from Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson updating 2025 crime numbers, and most of the news is positive. You got this here, E?
Happens to be here with me.
Yes, this is downtown at Milwaukee Police Headquarters, Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson.
So, again, I want to reiterate what I've said from this podium. Building safety involves everyone within the sound of my voice. It's not just those of us who are standing behind the podium today. It's everyone on the opposite sides of those cameras as well in our community. Everybody has a role to play in making our community a safer place. Whether that's folks in neighborhoods, in schools, in churches, and businesses, all of us have got a part to play in order to make Milwaukee safer. And I've also talked about neighborhood stability. People who are invested in and caring about what happens in the areas and neighborhoods across the city where they live. Recognizing the importance of that, recognizing the importance of stability, I've declared 2026 to be the year of housing here in the city of Milwaukee. Because when housing is affordable, when people are less transient, when home ownership opportunities increase here in our city, our neighborhoods become safer places.
Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson in a scheduled news conference today. Also there, I guess I haven't seen the wider shot, but also expected to be there would be the District Attorney Kent Lover and the Police Chief Jeffrey Norman, Office of Violence Prevention Director Adam Procell, as they're reviewing these 2025 crime numbers.
So typically in a news conference like that, you're going to have a pecking order of who gets to speak first, but they'll all get their 5 to 6 minutes, if you will. The mayor going first. We would imagine the chief would be second, followed by the DA, and then the Office of Crime and Prevention.
It's what it looks like on the news release from the city as to the lineup of speakers. Yeah. I guess what's really significant, what I hope most folks will take away is, with exception of homicides, and that's an important exception, total violent crime is down some 22% year over year. And in a number of individual categories, I mean, carjackings are down nearly 50%, 49% year over year. Let me cover the murders quickly. 10 more people killed in the city last year than a year before that. 142 in 2025, 132 in 2024. And again, it's not numbers. Those are people who were killed, who were murdered in the city. One is too many. And that's one category where that thing, the stats did tick up, but in so many other places, crime is down. So that's a good thing. It's good news. I'm interested to hear, though, if there's anything else of value in the news conference, like, okay, what do you attribute that? Right, Mr. Mayor or Police Chief, to what do you attribute this reduction in crime?
Yeah, is there a direct result to a specific action?
Yes. Because as we discuss crime, or whether there are too many carjackings, and then a lot of times critics will lay that at the feet of the mayor or the police chief. What are you doing about this? There are too many, and sometimes that criticism is deflected. Well, what do you want the mayor to do about terrible, poor choices that people and individuals make? Like, why is that the mayor's fault? Okay, well, if you deflect there, then you can't necessarily claim
you
credit
can't
when
credit.
things go
Hey,
down.
Look how great everything is.
Right, which way is it? So
Yeah,
what
yeah.
program specifically is the mayor going to say, or the new guy, Adam Purcell at Office of Violence Prevention, going to say, like, yeah, we did this and this worked and that's why. So we'll see if any of that is said. Again, that news conference ongoing at Milwaukee Police Headquarters. As we speak, 8:42 on Wisconsin's Morning News. What do you see on the roads here, Debbie?
A little bit of a backup westbound 94, starting just west of 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's backing up a bit from 84th Street to Hawley Road. We do still have this accident up on the board on 4394 southbound, right at the ramp from Howard Avenue, although I'm not seeing it on the camera anymore, so I think it might be cleared out of the way. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Ever wonder what it takes to feel truly wealthy and financially comfortable? Schwab asked Americans that question, and most said at least $2 million. But here's the thing, your number might be different. And that makes sense because your dreams, travel, retirement, and the legacy you want to leave are unique to you. That's why you need advice that's just as personal. The team at Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen and help you build a plan that fits your life. Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be absolutely incredible. A trip that we're taking next year called Treasures of Egypt. It includes Jordan, Petra, the Dead Sea, a 7-night Nile River cruise on a beautiful boat. It's going to be mystic and magical. It's September 24th, 2026. Stunning world-class itinerary, the Great Pyramids, the Towering Sphinx, that 7-night Nile River cruise, the tombs of Tutankhamun in the Valley of the Kings. It's an amazing itinerary. Let me get you the information. John at WTMJ.com. You send me an email. I send you our beautiful brochure with all the info, including pricing. John at WTMJ.com. Colette Vacations is our leader. They are the best. They'll provide us in top-tier hotels, lots of food, lots of drink, lots of history. Let me take you to the treasures of Egypt, Petra, and the Dead Sea. Send me an email, john at WTMJ.com. JOHN at WTMJ.com. Egypt this September.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
.44 on Wisconsin's Morning News. So this isn't CES related. We've been following the CES, of course. That's the super tech show taking place in Vegas with all those crazy inventions that get unveiled.
Yeah,
and
some
new
of them
stuff.
are coming out later this year, and some of them are coming out in 50
Have you seen
years.
the Lego stuff popping up, by the way, like we talked about? I'm seeing it all over TV now.
See, you heard it right here on Wisconsin's Morning
The
News.
Smart Play or Smart Brick or whatever they're calling it. Anyway, so this is not CES related. However, it is very techy. There's a company that has made a phone for your dog. And here's the part that makes it so unique. You can train it to call you. You can find a way for your pooch to call you on the phone. So for $90, you basically get this tiny little box that goes like on your dog or cat's collar.
Okay.
Right. So you just hook it on there. And you can track where it is. You know, you can see, okay, hey, where's my dog at the moment or whatever, whether it's in the house or if you have one out in the yard or on the farm or whatever. Maybe you could do that with the cat too, it sounds like. You can play music for the dog because sometimes dogs, are soothed by hearing music. Or you can call them and there's a mic on their end so you can actually be like, hey buddy, hey Poochie, and dog can be like, oh.
They want to hear your voice, and it helps if you're going to be gone for a long time.
I hear my human.
Right.
Right.
I'll be home. I hope you don't have to go to the bathroom too bad. I'll be home soon. Running a little late.
So here's the thing. If it does need to use the bathroom, there is a way you can upgrade it so the phone can call you. So your dog or cat, I guess, can call you. And it says here it's can be triggered to call you when your dog jumps 3 times. So if you can train your dog to jump 3 times, your phone will ring and you'll have Fido waiting to talk to you on the other end of the phone.
This is a bad idea for so many reasons.
don't know why you would need your dog to call you.
I mean, can you imagine you're in a meeting and the dog's like, assuming dog has legitimately been trained to use this and then now figures out when I do this, my guy answers, right? Your phone's just ringing off the hook, calling you all day.
All the time. My dog would never not call me. I got a Labrador. Those things are like magnets to like wanting attention and love, whatever. That's their love language is touch and all that stuff. All you'd be doing every second is calling one of us.
And what does the dog say?
Hey. What are you doing?
I just want to let you know I saw a squirrel.
I'm sitting here on the couch. So far, so good here in the house. I've been drinking some of the water.
Just so you know, mailman came.
By the way, you left the bathroom door open, so I have gotten into the toilet a little bit, just to let you know.
Blowing up your phone all day. You're in the meeting. Like, I'm sorry. It's the third time he's called. I got to take this. Hey, buddy. Who's a good boy? Who's a really good boy?
I'm trying to figure out when you would need the dog to call you. I can understand you tracking the animal or you playing music at a certain time of day because, there's your dog likes to, there's certain dogs that need to be soothed or whatever, or cats, I guess it says here too. But when
you keep mentioning the cats.
Because it did say that in the thing. It said you can attach to dog or cat collar, so you could call the cat.
You call your cat's not picking up. Cat's like, the hell with this guy. What does he want?
Right to voicemail.
Right. Let that go right to voicemail. Do not answer.
I cannot find.
What's this guy's problem? What does he want now?
I'm legitimately trying to figure out why you would need the animal to call you. Like what that would be important for. Like, well, I gotta make sure that Fido can let me know if there's a problem.
Yeah,
here.
I think that right away goes to sounds like a good idea at first. Oh, when the dog's particularly lonely, then the dog can call and hear my voice, and then I would feel better about that. But then, it's a dog, so dog's going to call you all day.
Oh, I just have to jump like this?
Ring.
All right.
Hello. Right. We just talked. You can call me once in the morning and once in the afternoon. That's it. Hello?
What? All right. Well, it's pretty cheap, Debbie.
Is it? How much is it
It's
again?
only $90.
$90. Is there a subscription though?
Oh, great question.
'Cause-
I'll look that up.
Yeah, those are like the. Oh, by the way,
I don't know. Don't do this. You don't have to worry about that.
Debbie, would your dog call you?
I don't think so. I don't think they would think of it. At least Hamilton wouldn't think of it. Doug is like, duh.
Yeah, so
he's
he'd call
not-
you all day.
Not smart
He's
enough.
smart
He'd call you
enough. He's
all
not
day.
smart enough.
When you coming
Hamilton
home?
just
When you
needs
coming home?
opposable thumbs, but I don't think he would think of it. So
I'm still fascinated by bothering with the cat. It would never be used. Wouldn't pick up, and certainly would never call you. What do I need from you?
no, it would poke the camera and flip you off. So it's-
Or it would call you just to let you see it laying there.
looking at
Hello?
the camera, going, "What?"
Oh, sorry, butt dial. Never
No,
mind.
I'm just-
Didn't need
just-
you.
What? I'm here.
Just woke up
So true.
again.
Okay.
And now with the
All
traffic.
Westbound 94, we got backups heading right through the stadium interchange to about Holly Road, the eastbound side from 84th Street to Holly. We've also got this crash on 4394 southbound. Hey, I'm not seeing it on the camera anymore. I believe it is gone at Howard Avenue. But if you happen to drive past it, it might be a little bit of a distraction. Other than that, really not seeing any other delays around the area. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The 6th annual Hales Corners Hometown Boat Show is on now at MW Marine. Check out the newest fishing boats from Lund, Vexus, and Ranger, all powered by Mercury Outboards. Grab a gorgeous 2026 model or save big on remaining 2025 Mercury-powered boats with substantial rebates. Demand is high, so get to MW Marine today. Free parking and free admission. Don't miss the Hometown Boat Show at MW Marine, MWMarine.com.
Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. We got more rain and then some snow possible on Saturday. It's slipping and sliding season. Does that happen to you and you hear the dreaded pop? Or tougher still, you fall down and you get up and you're like, I'm good. And then the next day it's kind of not good. In fact, maybe it's even worse. Let's get it checked out right away. And that is not a job for urgent care or the ER. You'll be waiting in line with all kinds of sick people, pay big hospital prices, and you don't get seen by an orthopedic expert? Absolutely not. Ortho ASAP clinics have hours every day of the week. Locations in Pewaukee and in Brookfield. Overnight, you can get started with a virtual appointment. Go to orthowisconsin.com, click on Need to Be Seen Now. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference.
Hey, check this out. There's free pizza today at the Mine Shaft Family Restaurant in Hartford. Seriously, it is free. John Mercure here. Every Thursday, when you buy one pizza, you get a second pizza free. Buy 2, get 2 free pizzas. Buy 10, get 10 free. If you buy 25 pizzas, you'll get 25 free pizzas. Bring in pizza today for your loyal employees or for your holiday office or company party. Your employees will love the delicious pizza, and you'll love it because half your pizzas are free, saving your company a ton of money. Order now, pick up later, or dine in. Coaches, bring in your team today for the free pizza with that huge game room. It's super affordable team bonding. Don't cook and clean. Buy one pizza, get one free at the Mine Shaft today. Plenty to take home for a snack or leftovers, maybe lunch at work tomorrow. The Mine Shaft is decorated with lights and Christmas characters. It is big-time fun in festive downtown Hartford, near the interstate in Oshkosh. Lots of seating, close parking. It's the Mine Shaft.
Hey, everybody. Debbie Loziga here for Axis Legal. I see firsthand how hard Wisconsin workers push themselves. From the construction crews on the roads I monitor every day to the countless jobs that strain the body over time. For many, that wear and tear turns into real pain. And my friends at Axis Legal understand what you're going through, and they want to help. Their team has recovered more than $35 million for Wisconsin workers and will fight for the benefits you're entitled to as well. Worn down by work? Contact Axis Legal for a risk-free consultation. That's AXIS Legal.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Just about 8:54 on Wisconsin's Morning News. It is going to get wet this afternoon. Looks like some of the rain could be heavy at times as we look at the storm team forecast from meteorologist Brendan Johnson. High of 51 degrees today and a worthless high because it's not like you can go out and do anything because it's about to get rainy. And then plus, again, I've complained about this through our winter season. It's not warm enough or sustainable that you can go back to doing your outdoor stuff. If you're a summer sports person or something like that, maybe you get in a walk or a run because it's mild temperatures.
You can still walk outside in the cold.
Yes. Right. Okay. So then by this afternoon and evening, we got rain, and it's going to be like a lot of it. Scattered rain set to continue into tonight with isolated thunder. Was it you that said you heard thunder the other day with the snow? Debbie. So that is happening tonight, and then the low down to 37, and a chance for tomorrow morning. We have some of that rain lingering and maybe even a little bit of snow mixed in the early morning hours where the temperatures are close to the freezing mark, then becoming partly cloudy on Friday with a high of 43. For Saturday, I saw something online early that was like talking about the big snow Saturday, and I'm like, whoa. Where's this coming from?
Big snow.
So the latest from Brendan Johnson, actual meteorologist, is that it's not that big a deal. Saturday right now, looking like 1 to 3 inches of accumulation, and there may be some rain mixed in the early part of this as well, with the high of 36 degrees on Saturday. So that's one of those where it's precipitation, but the temperature is hovering around the freezing mark.
Yep.
Right. So who gets what? As it gets a little bit closer and they're a little bit more certain as to the timing and the temperatures, we'll know more on that. But 1 to 3 inches of snow accumulation is what TMJ4 is going with right now for Saturday.
That doesn't mean Saturday night in Chicago, though.
It doesn't look
Likely
like
not.
it. It doesn't look like it. I was looking at Chicago weather and just using the app on my phone, which is not terribly accurate, but looks like precipitation for Chicago they have earlier in the day.
Okay.
So the temperatures would be right. Temperatures around kickoff looking right now to be in the upper 20s to low 30s, but that maybe the precipitation would have moved out so we don't get that snow over the storied rivalry. Packers and Bears. Chicago and Green Bay. You're grinning at me, so yes, that's what I was looking for.
That's what you're hoping.
Can you imagine having been in the studio to record this back in the day? Well, this is the trap mix, which is awesome.
It's been a long week, hasn't it? We still got a couple of nights to go.
It's only Thursday.
Yeah.
Get here. We do. You want to? Can you bring back some of the trivia, or is that what you wanted to
do? That next hour and bring back some of the trivia. Also,
you have some good questions in there.
Yeah.
Packers Bears trivia.
Bears things that you didn't know about them and the Packers back in the day.
Okay, lots to do in the next hour of Wisconsin's Morning News.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Franklin officials have taken a step toward restarting a 25-acre mixed-use project near the Ballpark Commons. A new agreement with the developer calls for a spring groundbreaking and offers $15 million in incentives. The Milwaukee Bucks' TV partner Main Street Sports missed January payments to the NBA team and 12 others. The company, which operates the FanDuel Sports Network, has purportedly lost roughly $20 million in 2025. And West Bend is reviewing plans for a 72-acre neighborhood with single-family homes, two-family villas, and townhomes. I'm Addison Lathers from MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
If you've been thinking about a makeover for your kitchen cabinets, let me tell you why now is the perfect time. During the New Year New Kitchen event at Redo Cabinets, you'll get 75% off installation with every remodeling project, plus no interest and no payments until 2027. That's right, 2027. It's Redo Cabinets' best offer of the year. You'll transform your existing kitchen with a fresh new look and premium products made right here in the USA. Quickly transform your dated kitchen without the hassle, the stress, and the cost of a full remodel with premium cabinet refacing in just days. Learn about the options, the colors, the styles, the accessories, and the savings. The Redo Cabinets New Year New Kitchen event is on now. Get 75% off installation, plus no interest or payments until 2027. Call today for a free, no-obligation consultation. Call 414-677-6417. That's 414-677-6417. Or visit RedoCabinets.com. This year, don't replace, reface with Redo Cabinets.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover's accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now, the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Limited time. For J.D. Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at the Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
9 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Thursday, January 8th. Our top story. Protests continued this morning in Minneapolis.
I'm Erik Bilstad. The crime is down.
Storm team forecast, high of 51 degrees today. Rain by the afternoon and into the evening hours. Low down to 37 tonight. Might hear a little thunder overnight as well. Right now at 40 degrees. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, protests continuing once again this morning in Minneapolis. Some protesters clashing with law enforcement following yesterday's deadly shooting of a woman by an ICE officer.
Killers go home! Hundreds of protesters chanted "Killers go home" as they tried to block the exits of the Whipple Federal Building. Federal agents fired pepper balls and handcuffed several of the protesters.
ICE out now! ICE out now!
The protesters have been chanting shooting victim Renee Good's name, as well as "shame" and "don't you try to spin this, we were all a witness." State and local officials have demanded the federal agents leave, but Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says they're not going anywhere. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
While overall crime is down in Milwaukee, or at least was in 2025, the city says homicides were in fact up. Police Chief Jeffrey Norman this morning.
Firearms are used in 89%, or 126 of the homicides in our community. Unacceptable numbers. And I know that there was a 57% increase in juvenile homicide suspects last year. The youngest being 13 years old.
Now, Chief says impulse, anger, and the availability of firearms he believes are the primary factors of the gun violence in 2025.
Milwaukee Public Schools varsity basketball coach suspended under allegations of slapping a student. Milwaukee School of Languages is the school. It is alleged to have happened during practice just before the holiday break. School says investigation is underway, and for the time being, an assistant coach will lead the varsity team.
In Madison, lawmakers are being urged to pass legislation to improve conditions in all jails and prisons across the state.
One bill would cap costs on most personal hygiene products for inmates, while another measure would require the Department of Corrections to provide free menstrual products. Supporters like the Wisconsin Justice Initiative say while the DOC currently offers some of these products, access is not guaranteed, leading to health concerns. Similar legislation has failed to pass, but both of these measures are receiving bipartisan support. The bills still need approval in both the Assembly and Senate. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Year ago, evacuation orders in place for portions of Southern California at this very time. 1 year ago today, as wildfires were roaring through the communities. Malibu, Altadena, Pacific Palisades.
I thought my house was gone.
Burlington native and Palisades resident Caitlin Morale's home was spared, but 1 year later, the home remains unsuitable to live in.
If your house is standing, you are constantly in a state of having to prove that every piece of damage was related to the fire.
State Farm Insurance remains under investigation by California regulators for mishandling of claims. Morale has worked with 5 different adjusters over the past 12 months.
A year ago was the last night I slept in my own bed.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
News about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is up 50, the NASDAQ down 216, and the S&P is off 15.
Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 9:03.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, best-selling author and founder of the Neal Group. Well, here we are. It's 2026. Remember last year when you said never again? Did it work? You didn't start your business to spend so much time doing bank reconciliations, cash flow projections, or inventory analysis. Let us help you keep your New Year resolution to stay on top of your finances and keep your books up to date. Don't do the same thing this year and expect different results. Start the year off on the right foot by calling the Neal Group to help you understand your numbers and make them better. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call 414-325-2040 now to set up a meeting to see how you can make 2026 the best year ever. The first meeting is free. That's 414-325-2040 or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net.
I know, January's here. WTMJ's John Burke here. If you have the January blues, start your weekend tonight with a free dinner at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club, voted the best supper club in the area. Enjoy any steak, the seafood, the pan-fried walleye, a fresh salad, steak and lobster, the ribs, the pasta, any dinner on the menu. Your second dinner is free. Desserts and those huge ice cream drinks. Also, buy one, get one free. Sip on an old-fashioned, a Manhattan. Check out the bourbon. 100 wines on the new wine list. The Fox and Hounds in the heart of the Kettle Moraine Forest is a one-of-a-kind gem. The holiday decorations are still up with thousands of lights. The Christmas characters. It's a must-see, and those 7 wood-burning fireplaces will keep you warm on a cold January night. Weekends might be too busy for some, so enjoy a quiet, romantic dinner tonight at the Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the famous Holy Hill Shrine. The drive is beautiful. Start your weekend tonight with a free dinner. Reserve at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Milwaukee Bucks falling once again, this time to the Golden State Warriors, 120-113.
I just thought they made all the tough plays tonight, all the loose balls, all the big rebounds, played through contact, and I didn't think we did that tonight.
Bucks continue their West Coast road trip tomorrow night against the Lakers. In men's college hoops, Marquette snapping a 6-game losing streak, beat Xavier by a point. Wisconsin women's basketball taking the floor tonight against Purdue, 6:30 tip at the Kohl's Center. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
WTMJ time saver traffic, 94 eastbound, Highway 16 through the Zoo interchange and into the Marquette. You're looking good. You're going to slow down a bit with the lane change there. You're losing the lane there with the road work, but otherwise you're good to go. The rest of the stretch looking good as well. No issues on the roads.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast. For today, we got a high of 51 degrees. Looks like rain moves in by the afternoon. Some of it could be heavy at times. Scattered rain and isolated thunder overnight. Mostly cloudy and breezy with a low of 37. For Friday, it'll be a bit before things clear out. Slight chance in the morning of a rain-snow mix, then becoming partly cloudy, and a high 43. For the weekend, a rain-snow mix likely on Saturday, 1 to 3 inches of snow accumulation. That would be mainly northwest of Milwaukee. High of 36. Sunday's high 30 with a slight chance of flurries in the morning. Monday, partly cloudy and a high of 36. Milwaukee right now at 40 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
This morning in Minneapolis, protests continued. Some points, protesters are clashing with law enforcement outside an immigration facility there in the Twin Cities. This all in reaction to the shooting of a 37-year-old woman at the hands of an ICE agent on Wednesday. Protests overnight as well.
Sorry,
I see gas masks, N95 masks. These agents, too, are all masked up with gas masks.
That is a CBS News reporter in Minneapolis who's amongst those demonstrating.
Started out with singing and chanting in a small group and has certainly grown and grown and grown into yelling at federal officers.
Federal immigration agents shot and killed that 37-year-old woman whom they say was interfering with operations on Wednesday. Dueling narratives, though, on the use of deadly force by that ICE agent. The mayor of Minneapolis, as well as the governor of Minnesota, all criticizing the use of deadly force in that case. I want to talk with Anna Schechter from CBS News. She is covering this and looking at this from that law enforcement perspective. Anna, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Hey, can we, I know you're not on the ground there in Minneapolis as we're watching continued interactions here between law enforcement and some protesters this morning, but let's get at the sort of dueling narratives as I described it as. You have Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem saying, look, our ICE agent felt that his life was in danger. That's why he used deadly force, and he was authorized to do so. Folks on the ground in Minneapolis, the mayor and the governor among them, suggesting it's the exact opposite. So can you kind of walk us through these two sets of ideas?
Well, I love the way you broke that down because it actually happened almost immediately after the shooting. Within a few hours, you already had a lengthy statement from Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem on X describing the actions by the ICE officer as a defensive posture to save his life and the lives of his fellow agents there on the ground. And meanwhile, the press conference given by the mayor, Mayor Frey, and the Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara was there too. He did speak, but it was really Frey who framed it, who rebutted Noem's statements, calling it garbage. And soon after that, you had Trump post to Truth Social a very similar statement to Noem. So it became political, I guess not surprisingly, right away. And what we did at CBS News is do a visual analysis of the three available video angles. Two of them are quite similar. In one, you see the officer draw his weapon as the victim switches from reverse to drive. And to me, what struck me was the seconds leading up to it, the tension. You actually see the ICE agent who fired the shot walking around the back of the victim's vehicle, holding up a cell phone, filming, and having another woman, a protester, following him, and it's almost palpable. You sense that there's a lot of anger and tension in the air already. And so the big question is, why did he stand in front of her vehicle, and why did two other agents try to get her out of the car? They were shouting at her, "Get out of the vehicle." And she appeared to be trying to drive away. She probably realized it was getting serious and she was trying to drive away. It did also appear that her vehicle, which was in a perpendicular to an ICE truck that had to stop, so her vehicle was blocking that vehicle. But then as she tried to drive away, they escalated the situation instead of de-escalating it. Now, it was already a tense situation. They were probably angry because there were a lot of people on the sidewalk shouting at them, telling them to get out of their neighborhoods, that they weren't wanted. So, you try to, as you're analyzing this, put yourself in the shoes of everybody who's there, and everyone has a different perspective. And of course, all of that will be subject to this investigation, and investigators have likely already interviewed the officer who fired the shots, the two others that were yelling at her to exit the vehicle, one of which was trying to open the door, which was locked. They're also going to be interviewing those eyewitnesses. They're going to be doing an analysis of the tire grip, the imprint left on the street. And there was a little bit of ice on the ground, like a very thin layer. So they Minnesota police, they said they were immediately on the scene. As soon as a 911 call was placed about a shooting possibly involving law enforcement, they showed up in an effort to secure the crime scene. Now, the officer who fired the shot appeared to drive away, and other officers as well. So generally, when you have a crime scene, you don't want to have any of those vehicles moved. Obviously, it was a very tense situation. So even that might be subject, part of the investigation that is currently underway.
Anna, we know we got to cut you loose, so we'll let you go. Appreciate your time.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Anna Schechter from CBS News in New York. She's got another hit that she's doing. A couple of questions, though, that stand out to me. And I know we've talked about this a little bit earlier. Typically, when you have a law enforcement police shooting, whether it's deadly or not, typically what happens in those cases is another agency's involved in doing that investigation. We hear law enforcement officers, an 8-year veteran with the department, currently on paid suspension and all that kind of stuff. I feel like we haven't heard any of that. Like when everyone keeps talking about the investigation, still trying to figure out who's investigating.
Well, could we have multiple investigations? I have read and seen that the FBI is investigating.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a federal agency, but that's for folks who want to not
trust. You're going to lose
trust
credibility with some folks. Yep.
That's the Trump DOJ is going to investigate. Yep. Okay. Minneapolis police, I have not seen whether they are conducting their own investigation. You do have a homicide, and by homicide, that just means someone died at the hands of someone else.
Yep.
So I'm not trying to be politically charged there. Someone was killed by someone else in the city of Minneapolis. Does Minneapolis police, do they have jurisdiction and thus conduct their own investigation in that case? And could those findings be in conflict with one another? Because as was suggested by the mayor, and I believe the Minneapolis police chief was part of that news conference with the mayor, I don't think his words were as pointed as were the mayor's there, but very clear the perspective that the mayor is coming from on this. So would the results of an Minneapolis PD investigation be different than those of an FBI investigation?
Thus, leaving everyone in a sense of yearning for closure and unhappiness.
To be right where we are, almost. I thought Anna it was interesting what she said. Almost immediately, the retreating into our camps, where we are. And I told the story earlier. I watched this sort of play out in real time. A number of us. We became aware that this had happened, and then one of us somebody had the video, like, oh, do you have the video? Okay, I would like to see for myself what it is that is being discussed here. So there were a number of different people watching the video all at the same time, and it was fascinating to watch in real time where people broke on it and what they saw. We all watched the same thing. We watched the exact same video. It wasn't a different angle. It wasn't a different this. It wasn't from a different source. Multiple people in that same moment watching the same video. And some people saw immediately, like one person said out loud, oh, she totally drove at that guy. She just drove her car right. They were telling her to stop. She drove right at him. And that's why she got shot. And at the same time, other people said, this is completely out of control. ICE is totally out of line. This is why they shouldn't be there. And based on that same split-second video, went immediately into how we see the world, shaded by our own thoughts and emotions.
It is fascinating to me how, and there's a million reasons why influencers do this. Sometimes it's for engagement. Sometimes it's for agenda. Sometimes it's for money purposes. Oftentimes money's involved. But like the car was still running, and I swear there is already posts and videos of, here's what you're going to see in this video. Look at this video, and you're going to see exactly this, telling us what we're going to see in the video instead of just allowing someone to watch the video. It's almost like that imprints immediately in your brain. It's almost, I see that as a strategy that is done intentionally by millions of instigators / influencers / bad actors / whatever who like to just get involved in these things and tell you what you're going to see in the video instead of, if we could just see the video without knowing what's happening, would we think differently than when you go in knowing the parties that are involved and everything else?
Oh, my team thinks this about the video? Okay, therefore, you're led down that path right away.
Right. I mean, I do wish that everyone would have some type of frustration that the fact that this has turned it deadly, like there should be some sadness or at least some, hey, okay, let's let cooler heads prevail and figure something out here. And again, that's easier said than done, but I do think oftentimes when this happens, the last person anyone is thinking about or the last thing anyone cares about is the actual person who is no longer living.
Excellent point. And even Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem mentioned that it was a tragedy that someone had died.
Yes.
So credit for that. But then, of course, went into, as she was explaining from her perspective, what she thought happened from a law enforcement perspective. And, there is, according to all accounts, protests remained largely nonviolent, if not completely nonviolent over the evening. What we're seeing play out this morning in Minneapolis as protesters have gathered at the ICE facility there, I think that's downtown. I didn't recognize any landmarks, but some of the video that we're seeing is individual protesters, not in large part, but individuals are clashing. Pepper spray has been deployed in some areas. So a couple of reporters scratching their eyes as they were farther removed. But so there is some clashing right now as well. You mentioned cooler heads. For those agents or those people in law enforcement charged now with trying to keep the peace, we've seen a line of, were those ICE agents that were in that line?
See, that's
hard to
a
tell
good question. And why would it be, though?
Right.
Why would that be ICE agents doing that work, trying to keep a protest at bay?
Right, because they were up against the facility.
Okay, what's the facility of ICE? I see what you're saying.
Right, so I suppose either way, regardless of your thoughts of which side is right in this, ICE should be there, ICE should not be there.
Right, it's who's doing which work now. Like,
right, you have these folks who are armed, at least in some cases with pepper spray and non-lethal methods, armed with lethal weapons as well, who have people up there screaming in their face.
Right.
And again, maybe you believe that the protesters are right. Without regard for that, if someone is screaming in your face, flipping you the bird, and have obscenities on signs saying you're a horrible person and you should leave, and this is happening right now, I don't know how some of these officers are containing themselves.
How that doesn't affect your behavior.
Right, it gets the blood pressure up, whatever. How you don't have more clashes.
Have a quick response.
Right.
Yeah.
So that is something that can continue if it reaches a boiling point this morning as these continue. Something to keep an eye on. So far, it looks like those actual physical clashes and interactions have been largely isolated. But there's still a lot of people out there and a lot of investigative questions to be asked. I am fascinated. I saw the chief of police from Minneapolis doing an interview with CNN, so I wonder if they're conducting their own investigation in tandem with the FBI doing theirs. To your point, though, right, if this were a local thing, you'd have chief of police saying exactly what you said. This officer had X number of years' experience on administrative duty.
Waukesha PD will now complete the investigation, or the DOJ involved here in the state level would do the investigation. I mean, we would know all of those things already.
And some of that remains still unclear. this morning. 9:21 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Greg Matzik here, and I gotta hand it to Matrix Basement Finishing. They did it. They knocked our basement project out of the park, had it done before Christmas Eve, and now our lower level, which we used to call downstairs, is where our family connects. Memories being made thanks to Matrix Basement Finishing. Get the space you've always wanted with Matrix Basement Finishing. They only do basements. Book your transformation today. Visit matrixbasements.com/Matzik. Special pricing for you and pay nothing until 2028 with Matrix Basement Finishing.
Hey, if I can do it, your kids certainly can do it too. Any of your children having trouble maybe seeing to the front of the classroom or they're struggling with their reading in this school year, Vince Vitrano for Shopco Optical, and having the kids' vision checked should be part of an annual healthcare routine. And at Shopco Optical, it is so easy. I just have my annual eye exam. The docs there are great. They walk you through every step, and they're really good with kids explaining everything as they go, including ultimately recommendations for lenses or contacts. And then here's a really good part. You know this as parents. Your kids can be a part of picking out the frames right there in the store. They're all right there at that visit. Second pair and more, always half off. And because they picked them out, your kids will actually wear the glasses or order contacts at a great sale price. Children will be looking great. They'll see clearly with the experts at Shopco Optical. Get started at shopco.com.
Can you feel it? It's the thrill of witnessing a walk-off grand slam, a game-winning touchdown, a buzzer-beating 3. Yeah, you know the feeling. And there's only one place to experience that raw exhilaration. Potawatomi Sportsbook. Catch all the action in a supreme space with dozens of sports betting kiosks, cool drinks, luxe seating, great food, fiery atmosphere, and a monster video wall. Become a legend at Potawatomi Sportsbook. More info online. Must be 21 to enter casino.
When I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, every time I come in, it's like a whole new store. It's because new inventory's arriving daily, all kinds of everything. And let me tell you, thrift store prices make buying easy. And helping others at the same time, that's icing on the cake. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Time to honor an everyday hero. Everyday Hero is when Wisconsin's Morning News celebrates an average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning they'd be saving a life. Everyday Hero sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. So today, Vince, we head to Appleton, WBAY.
Action 2 News.
Yes.
WBAY TV Action 2 News.
Mm-hmm. Josie Pethon. Josie is 11 years old. She was reading on the couch one day when she noticed that her mother just was acting a little funny.
Mom, got up and she was looking for a crocheting book, I don't know, something. And then she sat down and she was reading something. And then she kind of just went a little bit crazy.
Yeah, went a little bit crazy.
What
she
does
was
that mean?
having a medical emergency of some type. Clearly wasn't right. Josie, again, just 11 years old, tried to call for help, but ended up using her iPad to get a hold of her grandparents. You would assume that's probably a FaceTime type of thing. So that prompted emergency responders to call Josie. So the dispatcher's on the phone, Brenda Dawes, and she spoke with WBAY. She says she reached Josie and started walking her through the process of how to perform CPR.
She was able to start getting her mom on the ground, getting ready to start the compressions.
So imagine that. First of all, I don't know if you've ever done compressions like in a class or if you've ever seen it done or been part of that. It's intense. It takes a lot of work, by the way. It's not easy. It's awkward. It's uncomfortable. It can be emotional. And this 11-year-old was doing this on the phone, pulling her mom down to the floor, and it worked. Mom survived the incident and is now doing better. They're still trying to figure out exactly what happened there. Josie, meanwhile, was honored with 2 certifications from the city and all of its departments. They had a big event for her, gave her coins. There's specific coins that honor from each department of the city as well.
Yeah, cool.
She told WBAY that it's pretty funny. She says it was really neat meeting the first responders.
They're all like really cool and they seem really important.
Yeah, they
seem
cool.
really important.
Yeah, they are important. That's right, Josie. And then she did this. She says she admits that after that happened with her mom, she just looks at things a little bit differently now, even though she's just 11 years old.
Every life I see has just been even more important to me.
Well, Josie, you are super important to us. You are an everyday hero, and you saved Mom. Thank you so much for being an everyday hero. We do have video of the story. It's just remarkable to see this little girl, just super bright little girl. Just text the word hero to 855-616-1620, hero, to the side of Unlimited WDTMJ Talk and Text line. We'll send you that video and that story of Josie saving her mother's life. Everyday Hero, sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. Azura Memory Care.
Bottom of the hour update from ABC News coming your way next.
Welcome to our Everyday Health feature, sponsored by the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Today we're talking about something that affects all of us, staying on top of our health. Joining us is Dr. Teresa Mottman, a primary care physician, here to explain why yearly checkups and routine screenings are key to catching issues early and keeping you feeling your best. Dr. Mottman, thank you so much for being with us.
Absolutely.
Why are yearly checkups and screenings so important?
Yearly checkups are really important for everybody. It gives us a chance to look at your overall health and not just treat symptoms or chronic diseases. We monitor changes year to year, and we can catch issues early. It also gives us a chance to talk to our patients about lifestyle habits so that we can prevent future chronic disease.
What typically happens during yearly checkups?
We review our patient's medical history, their medications, their vital signs. We'll do a physical exam, and we'll decide what type of testing that people will need, screening tests or labs, based on their age and any risk factors they have.
People sometimes say they feel fine and they maybe skip their annual checkup or screening. Why is that a bad idea?
Many health conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, and even the early stages of cancers often develop without any symptoms at all. Screening tests are designed to detect these issues before symptoms develop. If you skip them, it can delay detection and reduce the chances of catching a condition at an early stage, and that's when it's most important for treatment and for the greatest impact.
What are some of the more common annual screenings?
Common ones are blood pressure, we'll check cholesterol, diabetes, and there's cancer screenings like colonoscopies and mammograms. We often do mental health screenings as well. Your personal list will really depend upon your age, your gender, your family history, and other risk factors.
At what age should people start getting screenings?
It really varies. Some screenings start as early as 20s and 30s. Other screenings, like some of the cancer screenings, will start around age 40 or 50.
Dr. Mottman, thank you for being with us today. To find a doctor that's right for you, visit freightert.com.
Come on into Tyson's, more for you.
Tyson's coupon sale is going on now through January 13th. Snow pants, bibs, flannels, sweatshirts, and Noble Outfitters winter apparel is all 40% off. All winter hats, gloves, slippers, boots, and thermal socks are now 30% off. All Joy Bees footwear is now 50% off. Stop into your local Tyson store or online at tysons.com to snag these deals while you can. Now through January 13th.
Hey, WDTMJ's Erik Bilstad here, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast. We update it every day with every interview, every segment, every bit we do on the show.
Wait, we don't do bits on the show.
Throttle City, USA.
I was not ordering a pizza.
Yeah, because when you work for the local government, doing the bare minimum is doing your part.
All right, maybe we do some bits.
That is terrible.
Be sure you subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast, presented by Tri-County Contracting.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston in Minneapolis. Chance of ICE murder as the protesters gather outside a federal building following the shooting death of a woman on Wednesday. ABC's Alex Perez is there.
Can I go check a pulse?
No.
A person identifying himself as a doctor heard asking if he can help was denied by ICE agents who said medics were on the way.
We have our own medics.
Where are they?
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, who has deployed 2,000 federal officers to Minnesota, says the shooting was justified and argues the agent feared for his life.
The FBI is reviewing multiple videos of the shooting. Many people say those videos dispute that account. NASA has scrapped a spacewalk from the space station that had been scheduled for today and says it might have to bring a crew of astronauts home early because of a medical emergency. They won't be specific about what's going on. Finally, some details. The White House plans to present President Trump's ballroom project for review today. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 9:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, mixed news on crime in Milwaukee for 2025 this morning. City officials giving an update while the overall crime is down. Homicides were up. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson just about an hour ago.
Each homicide in Milwaukee brings pain. Loved ones are lost. And in a disproportionate number of killings, guns are the weapons that are most used. We got to do more to keep guns out of the hands of people who should not possess them.
Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson there saying the city's public safety approach will continue to focus on accountability and prevention.
Protests and demonstrations in Milwaukee following the shooting in Minnesota.
ICE! Stay out of MKE!
Other protests planned in La Crosse and Madison in the coming days.
Nobody hurt after this parking garage floor partially collapsed on Milwaukee's east side. This was Wednesday night. Empire apartment complex near Knapp and Astor. Guy who lives there was trying to park his car when part of the garage floor just caved in. The car actually fell down this big hole, but the man was able to escape. Department of Neighborhood Services is assessing the structural integrity of the building.
Milwaukee Public Museum has plans for a year of goodbye celebrations at its current home with 5 greatest hit exhibits.
Communications Director Madeline Anderson tells WTMJ the first one is Ancient Civilizations.
Especially for families, I think they're going to really like this because we have a hands-on interactive mummification demonstration.
Then in spring comes Diorama Rama.
Carl Akeley, who's kind of known as the grandfather of taxidermy, who invented the Milwaukee style, which began at MPM. That's all interwoven into MPM's history.
Then comes Rainforests and Dino Days, and wrapping up the year with Streets of Old Milwaukee. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Time for news about your money. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. We're an hour off the opening bell, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average up 171 points. It's at 49,167. S&P 500 at 6922. That is up about a point. NASDAQ is down 133 to 23,451. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
WTMJ time, saver traffic. Things looking good on the roadways. 94 eastbound, Highway 16, through the Zoo interchange into downtown. Even through the construction, you're looking good getting in. And getting out, westbound also is clear. The rest of the roads also doing well this morning.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast is pretty interesting. We've got increasing clouds, and then by this afternoon and evening hours, rain is likely with a high of 51. Tonight, scattered rain, maybe some thunder, mostly cloudy skies otherwise, and a low of 37. Slight chance on Friday morning of a rain-snow mix, then becoming partly cloudy, high 43. For the weekend, a high of 36 on Saturday with a rain-snow mix likely. 1 to 3 inches of snow could accumulate mainly northwest of the city. For Sunday, slight chance of some flurries in the morning, then becoming sunny with a high of 30. Monday, partly cloudy and a high of 36. In Milwaukee now, 40 degrees.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. Well, you made it. 2025 is in the books. Or is it? Are your books ready for 2026? Have you been able to plan for 2026 growth? If you feel like you are running your business on a wing and a prayer, let us help you make sense of your numbers and get your business in financial shape to move forward in 2026. Don't be stuck in the past trying to clean up your books. Get a head start on making 2026 your best year yet. Make the new tax laws work for you to put more money in your pocket. Call us now to see what your business can do. The first meeting is free. Call 414-325-2040 now. You earned it. We help you keep it. That's 414-325-2040. Or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net.
We see you out there, being an original, which is why you shop at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Because you know we have everything you want and need at prices that give you the most for your money. Now that we're past the holidays, it's time to gift yourself men's full blue denim jeans, $10.99 a pair. 8 packs of LED light bulbs, just $4.99. Plus, get a free $20 Blaine's gift card when you buy select bags of Victor dog food. Find the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. I know, get the decorations down, get the wrapping paper put away. Let's get back on track. Let's plan out the rest of the winter and cool things to do during the spring and summer here in Wisconsin. Join me Saturdays at 1 p.m. for Experience Wisconsin. We will give you great ideas, introduce you to fun people, some of the best and brightest in our state. On this week's show, the town of Brookfield and Wisconsin's Elkhart Lake. It is Saturdays at 1 o'clock, Experience Wisconsin, right here on 620 WTMJ.
9:37 on Wisconsin's Morning News this Thursday morning. I want to update you on a story out of Cudahy, southeast Milwaukee County, that we've been following on Wisconsin's Morning News because I think some of the details are fascinating, and you don't hear about this type of thing that often. A nearly 90-year-old woman is facing serious criminal charges in a hit and run with the potential to go to jail. Now, when I say hit and run, first thought is, right, young driver, maybe a stolen car, reckless driver, right?
Freaks out, panics, zips away.
Sure.
Drunk.
You don't think 90-year-old woman, right?
No.
So she was in court this week, and there is an unforeseen turn in the case, which I will share in a moment. First, on the background. She's 89, actually. 89-year-old Darlene Adam, charged with a felony connected to an accident that actually happened in Cudahy in late October. Authorities say that she slammed into a little girl who was on her way to school. 8 o'clock in the morning, school's about to start. She's crossing the street. Crossing guard is present, according to the criminal complaint. Darlene Adam hit the girl with her car and then just took off like nothing happened. The child was badly hurt. She ended up in the hospital but did survive. 9-year-old little girl, as I said. Crossing guard is discussed in the criminal complaint, said to have the sign, big stop sign that the crossing guard carries.
Yeah, doing the work that they're supposed to do. They put up the sign. They put up their hands usually. Sometimes they have a whistle as well.
Yeah. So it wasn't a case of a kid not paying attention, ran into the street.
Right.
That, by all accounts, the 9-year-old little girl was doing everything that she was supposed to do. Crossing guard was in the right spot, but this car just plowed into her and then took off. What I've been wondering about is, okay, and granted, she did leave the scene, but this 89-year-old lady is charged with a felony, could get 9 months in jail, and sometimes if you have an elderly person who's been involved in an accident, you look at that and say, all right, what happened here? Is this a person who shouldn't have been driving? Like the roads have gotten beyond their capacity to navigate.
Yes.
You know where I'm going with that.
Can't react as quickly. Yeah.
Yes. But this lady's charged with a felony, possibility of going to jail. And what I've assessed here, based on having read the criminal complaint and looking at how this has progressed through court, is I think authorities believe that she knew what she did and she's lying to them. And that she won't come back around and say, yes, this happened and I panicked and I whatever. She had no better explanation. In the criminal complaint, police tracked down her car right after the accident. Damage to the front end. The car had a cracked windshield. There was a handprint on the windshield. And so they found Darlene Adam and talked with her and they're like, hey, you hit a kid. And she insisted that she thought she hit a rock or maybe a construction barrel. From the criminal complaint, the defendant later gave custodial statement in which she confirmed her belief that she had struck either a rock or some sort of construction barrel. The defendant stated that she did not know how fast she was going, and further that she did not recall seeing a crossing guard in the intersection. And again...
Or a kid on her hood.
Or a kid, right. Or then after that, seeing a handprint on your windshield, that would indicate that that was a person. I don't know how you mistake a person for a rock or a construction barrel, and I just wonder if authorities thought she was being disingenuous and trying to get away with it entirely, and then, all right, we're going to charge you with one. I don't care. Well, so this is where we are. And Darlene Adam was in court on Wednesday, and I read through the court filings of what happened. The case is delayed now as her defense team questions whether she's competent to stand trial. The case is set for a preliminary hearing, but before that, the court has ordered now a mental competency exam. So a doctor will report back, create that exam, and they'll review the findings.
This does end up going to a trial. You're going to put that through that family, that little girl, and the parents and everyone involved in that? You're going to bring everyone back around on all of this?
I believe in one of the reports I saw from Channel 12, and they've been following this case through and through, that they had talked with the little girl's family was in court 2 times ago. And they said, look, our thing here is we just want to make sure she's not driving anymore.
Right. They just want the license.
Right, we want her off the road and make sure that nobody else could get hurt. That is a condition of her release at this point. She's out on recognizant bond, but has been instructed, demanded by the court that she doesn't drive anymore. And right now, again, we'll wait for that competency exam. Her next court appearance for 89-year-old Darlene Adam is next month. 9:42 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Ever wonder what it takes to feel truly wealthy and financially comfortable? Schwab asked Americans that question, and most said at least $2 million. But here's the thing, your number might be different. And that makes sense because your dreams, travel, retirement, and the legacy you want to leave are unique to you. That's why you need advice that's just as personal. The team at Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen and help you build a plan that fits your life. Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com.
Still time to take care of your bug problem. Vince Vitrano here for the Bug Man and Queen Bee. You got box elders, Asian lady beetles, stink bugs, spiders, centipedes, whatever it is. Adam is the Bug Man over there. Now, we did 2 treatments at the Vitrano home this fall. These were outside to prevent bugs from getting in. Now, it's too late to do that. If they're already in your house, they're living in your house. But indoor treatment can take care of that in a hurry. And this is a good time to get that taken care of. There is room on the schedule for you. Local, family, veteran-owned and operated, and 20% off your first service when you tell them Vinny sent you. It's the best in local pest defense. Bugman, queenbee.com.
Winter would be pretty bleak without my friends at Fleet Farm. They're my one-stop shop for everything ice fishing. My boots, bibs, augers, scoopers, rods, reels. I mean, Fleet Farm's got all the best ice fishing gear. Hook, line, and sinker. And duct tape, too, if you need it. You'll always need it. Take it from me, John Gillespie. Fleet Farm's got everything you need to gear up for a great year on the ice.
Point taken with Scafidi and Bry.
What did people do before when they just didn't have their phone to distract them?
We talked.
Did people talk more, or did they just sit awkwardly? That is a good one for going into next year. Embrace being bored. Trying to find times when you can just not have a podcast on, not have music on, and be bored and let ideas come to you.
One of my favorite things is just have a weekend day where I have nothing to do. Weekdays from 10 to noon on WTMJ.
9:44 on Wisconsin's Morning News. The Weekend Trend is brought to you by 3 Pillars Senior Living Communities.
Sandy Max joins us from What's on Tap, and interesting that we're hearing a little Elvis right now.
Interesting. Happy Elvis Presley's birthday to you. This is circled on my calendar. I used to have Elvis birthday parties.
Really?
Yes. Get that?
You know when you were a child?
No,
or like
like
a year ago.
Yeah, exactly. I stopped doing them. Actually, I think we stopped when you finally get your first house together and it's like nice cream-colored carpeting. It's like, we can't have 80 people slopping around in here dancing to Elvis music, So,
that would be pretty awesome.
Oh, my God. It was years and years. Yeah, there's many stories and many photos to share from Elvis Presley birthday parties because it's also that lull. Because, we're coming off the holidays, but you still want to do some fun stuff. So there's plenty to do this weekend. And especially if you're an Elvis fan, I have to say tonight at Serb Hall, Logan Ramey, a tribute to the King. This is going to be good. He has been inducted.
Have you seen him?
I have
Logan?
not yet.
Okay.
Have you?
No.
Oh, I got excited.
I'm curious. I'm curious because there are many.
It's tough to be a good one.
Here are some ringing endorsements for Logan Ramey at American Serb Hall tonight. He's been inducted into the International Elvis Tribute Artist Hall of Fame.
All right, that's pretty good pedigree.
And then on his website, here's another good compliment. Elvis Presley's stepbrother said, quote, "Now if I close my eyes, that's Elvis. It touched my heart. The only person I ever heard sing like that was my brother, and Logan was real close. Scary.
Wow.
That's how close it was.
Okay.
Interesting.
You're going to feel some Elvisness tonight. So that should be a fun show at Serb Hall tonight. And if you can't get there, but you want to get close to some Elvisness, at the Harley-Davidson Museum, they have one of Elvis's Harleys. It's a Harley, 1956 Harley-Davidson KH, and there's some cool special memorabilia. And that's as part of the This Is Me
I think you
exhibition.
invented a new word there, Elvisness. Yeah, that's cool. I'm going to write that down for next
You can channel your Elvisness whenever you want a little...
Elvish, I like that. Use that one.
That's a holiday eye, don't you think? There is some art that I think Debbie Lozica would like. It is called Hidden Wilderness of Lois Bielefeld, and it opens Friday at the Portrait Society Gallery in the 3rd Ward, right there at the Marshall Building at Water and Buffalo. Why would Debbie Lozica like this photography exhibit?
Please explain.
This local artist has photos that spotlight overlook spaces that are created by highways and interchanges. So where there might just be some brush and maybe some old rubbish, there's a portrait of a hardy little evergreen tree surviving in that kind of no man's land. So it's different portraits. So it's Hidden Wilderness of Lois Bielefeld, free to step by, stroll through, and check that out. But we have museum fun this weekend for all ages. Did you hear that the Milwaukee Public Museum, they are kicking out the jams? This is their last year in that original location.
Yeah, you featured this on your show. They're doing something they're calling Greatest Hits.
Yes, I think this is a great idea. So they have the Greatest Hits exhibitions. There's going to be 5, kind of treating it like rock and roll, like a final farewell tour before they make the move to the big state-of-the-art new space, January of 2027. So it kicks off on Saturday with Ancient Civilization. So lots of Egyptology. And on Saturday, there's a mummification demonstration that you can get your hands on, which I think is fascinating and morbidly entertaining, but that should be a lot of fun. That's their first one. Then they're going to have, in springtime, Diorama Rama will be their next one. Rainforest and Butterflies in May and June. Dino Days of Summer in July and August, and then wrapping the whole year off with the Streets of Old Milwaukee and European Village, October through December. So lots of decorations and fun there.
Totally agree with you that this is a fantastic idea, because what you want to do, right, is to continue to generate publicity. You want to bring people continue to the old place, and this is one for nostalgic people like Vince who will want to go back multiple times, right?
What you don't want to do is get to the end of the year and things start closing as they make their move. And remember, they're going to stay open through the whole year.
Yeah.
But then you say, we never got back to this, or we never saw that one last time.
Yeah, and especially the dioramas. But I've been reminded a lot of those things are moving to the new space, but they have different events around that too. So check out the Milwaukee Public Museum's website for more details. And it's Gross Out Day at Discovery World on Sunday. I just, science when it's yucky and there's a live bug encounter, a wastewater activity with the Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District. Polymer bouncy balls, I don't know how those fit in, but there's an animal meet and greet with turtles, snakes, and frogs. And if you can't get enough of the mummification activity at the Milwaukee Public Museum, there are dissection demonstrations on Gross Out Day at Discovery World. But theater is kicking back in all those seasons now that the holidays. The Fisherman's Daughters opens Friday at the Stackner Cabaret at the Milwaukee Rep. And I had Katie Dahl, the creator, in last night. She's a Wisconsinite. It's all about Door County and these 2 spinster sisters in 1908. The government wants to take their land to make Peninsula State Park, and how that challenge brings these sisters together.
Is that a real story?
And yes.
No kidding.
Well, it's inspired by a real story.
Inspired by, okay,
yeah,
sure.
But it's a fun way to explore Wisconsin history and great music. So Fisherman's Daughters opens January 9th. And also Cardboard Piano, which is a very thought-provoking show by Renaissance Theater Works, opens Sunday officially at Next Act Theater. But a real drama set in war-torn Uganda, really explores love and hate and forgiveness and resilience. It's a hopeful show.
Before we let you go, I want to make sure we mention the Violins of Hope.
Yes.
That's wrapping up here pretty quick.
This is the last month. It's been a 5-month residency. Thanks to Milwaukee Youth Symphony Orchestra for bringing this here. There are so many activities and events, though. Echoes of the Savior tonight at the Congregation Shalom. There's a series of films. Winter Journey is Friday night at the Milwaukee Public Museum. And on Sunday, I love this, Remembering with Reverence. It's a free performance Sunday at 2 at the Tosa Avenue United Methodist Church, and it really shows how this is bringing cultures together. Free performance featuring Maiso, but also Own Your Judaism and Milwaukee Doyokai Japanese School, because these heart-wrenching tragedies have affected all cultures. So it's really cool to bring people together through music.
That's the weekend trend. Thank you, Sandy. It is brought to you by Three Pillars Senior Living Communities, where top-notch events, activities, and amenities are at the heart of everyday life on their beautiful Lake Country
I'm looking forward to seeing my Evite to your party tonight.
Thank you very much. I'll be on What's on Tap tonight, but there will be some Elvis in Wisconsin factoids.
Perfect.
Hi, WTMJ's Sandy Max here to tell you about incredible career opportunities with my friends at Three Pillars Senior Living Communities in Dousman. Three Pillars is ranked best in continuing care, assisted and independent living, and it's a certified great place to work. They're hiring caregivers within their assisted living and memory care communities. Full and part-time day or evening shifts starting at $20 per hour, and you could get more based on experience and shifts. The best part, you'll make a difference in the lives of others every day. Go to threepillars.org and click on the Careers tab to learn more.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
.952 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
I got time for my thing before trivia. Matt LaFleur's story about how Packers head coach Matt LaFleur is in his 7th season with the Green Bay Packers, and as it's Packers-Bears week again this season, and these teams have met 212 times. They've played each other for more than a century in some form, Green Bay versus Chicago. So, what's the new angle? Right? Okay, they're different circumstances, but I had not heard this story before. LaFleur was asked, all right, essentially, when did you really know? Because he had been, of course, in the NFL, and everybody knows Packers, Bears, but when did it occur to you, the real depth of this rivalry?
Yeah, probably that first summer when I went down to Lake Geneva, and I was like, we're in Wisconsin, and saw these Bears fans and giving me a hard time.
Well, technically, I guess that's Wisconsin, but Lake Geneva?
First thing, Coach, you probably learned pretty quickly. Lake Geneva is not almost really even in Wisconsin anymore, but for the technical border, right? A lot of folks from Illinois frequent that area. And then the other thing is you're going to take some from Bears fans no matter where you are, spring, summer, fall, whatever.
Yeah. In any state.
Yes. I thought that was funny.
So
Lake Geneva, all these Bears fans.
Earlier on the program, we did a little trivia with Tausch on Packers-Bears. So we went through some of these. So I gave you the question. So these teams have only met twice before on Saturday, twice before in the playoffs. The first time that most of us can remember was 15 years ago, January 2011. That was the title game where the Packers won and went to the Super Bowl. The other time, the question was, how many years ago was it the first time they matched up in the Super Bowl? Was it A, 48, B, 65, or C, 85 years ago?
And it was C, right?
Yes, 85 years ago.
Which was way too long ago.
1941.
But you raised an interesting point, is there really weren't, This was 7 teams making the playoffs for multiple divisions.
It was the first playoff ever. The two teams tied for the Western Division Championship. One of them had to go on to play the Giants, and they had to play each other because they tied.
They had to play it off.
And it was the debut edition of the NFL playoffs, and it came a week after Pearl Harbor. This is 1941. There was stuff going on back then. So anyway, okay, so that was one. Another question we asked was how many players have played for both the Packers and the Bears? A, 9, B, 19, or C, 29?
It was 29, right?
So the answer was 20. The answer was 19. There's 19 players that have played for both.
How bad are you at trivia when you don't even remember? You had the answer and you can't remember.
So then I asked you guys to rattle off as many players as you could of each one. I'll give you an easier question. Who is the one person, there's one player right now who's played for both teams? Who am I thinking of? Who's on one or the other of the teams right now?
Oh, it's Simone Biles' husband, right?
Yes. Jonathan Owens.
That's him.
He's on the Bears right now. He's a safety. I don't know if he gets much time over there, but he is on their team. Another question I asked was, what was the name of the Chicago team that beat the Packers in their very first meeting back in 1921? Was it Bears, Staleys, Cardinals, or Halistenics?
Okay, Tausch and I immediately ruled out halistenics.
That one was not correct.
Everybody knows, or many people know, that at one point there were the Chicago Cardinals, so
correct.
I guessed that, but...
The answer was the Decatur Staleys.
You button-hooked me. I didn't know you were going to button-hook me.
Okay, so in that 20-0 game that the Staleys won, let's see, The first touchdown was scored by the Bears player named Gaylord Stinchcomb.
Oh, old Stinchcomb.
Okay, so what's old Stinchcomb's nickname? Is it A, Stink? Is it B, S-Curve? Or is it C?
It's not S-Curve.
Or is it C, Pete? Gaylord Stinchcomb, what's his nickname?
Oh, it's Stink for sure.
It's Pete.
Oh, come on. Old Stink.
Yep,
Should have seen him come around the corner on that.
All right, last one. How many games did
Stinky
Packers...
McStinkerson.
This one, Tausch got this one. How many games did Packers offensive lineman Mark Tauscher play in against the Bears? How many games were there? It was A, 12, B, 17, or C, 25.
Yeah, we were just looking at what did Tausch play like. Essentially, if you take injury out, 9 full seasons.
And there's a couple of half seasons in there, or at least
Right.
maybe a couple of early games, and then done after that. So.
Not that he needed my help, but I also guessed 17.
Yeah, so 17 was the correct number. That's a lot.
Tausch picked it correctly.
That's a lot of games.
Times.
But if you can name all 19 players who played for both the Bears and the Packers, that would be very impressive. I'll give you a hint. There's a bunch of tight ends, a lot of recent ones in the 21st century here. A lot of tight ends who have played on both
a lot
teams.
more movement. Like, think about the game today. Like, back in the day, you got drafted, and that's who you played for.
Right. Yeah, well,
Unless you got traded.
Good
This whole
point.
free agency or whatever, that's still when you're looking at something that's been going on for more than a century, relatively new.
How are you doing? Is this week been way too long for you as we get closer to Saturday?
Let's go. We still have a whole show tomorrow. And then waiting around all day Saturday.
Well, we'll get our predictions. We'll do that tomorrow on the program.
Hearing my name out there, that's obviously extremely flattering and very humbling.
It finished perfectly. Don't ask me how.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from